We are good to be soundable. Cool. So last session, you guys did a lot of things that felt like nothing. You guys talked to Valenta. Mithril went off by themselves to go talk to Escher.
That's definitely what happened. Yep.
Talk to Escher. You did talk to Escher. Then during that also, that was when Bello got thrown down the stairs. Which is a very important thing we must remember. And then the rest of you were up in the study with Ludmilla. Some of you guys decided to go over and explore Strahd's bedroom and the bathtub with the blood in it, And then you currently, I already have things set up for in a minute, but currently how it's set up is that Min and Bello were in Strahd's room and Irina are sitting on a couch. They're both reading or and Ivana are not back yet, and Ludmilla is still in the room. Before we move on to Mithril getting back, is there anything people in the study are doing or want to say they've been doing before Mithril gets back? Because you guys kind of have a few more minutes than what I originally planned at the end of session last time.
Only thing would probably be that Min would have gone back to books.
Books.
Yeah.
Books. Come in, see. And are you saying anything to Hans? Because he's kind of a sudden appearance.
Well, yeah, I guess going off of, so it would have been Min would have walked in and then seen Hans and Virgil. And Virgil just, leaning half asleep on Hans.
Mm-hmm. Hans does look up when people come in and out of the room. So he's clearly not actually asleep, but he is pretending.
Yeah. I guess Min would see him and be like, "Oh, hey, you're the vampire from Valaki. What's Virgil leaning on you for?"
Does she say what's Virgil leaning on you? Does she say that?
Does she just say, "What's Virgil leaning on you for?"
Make your choice.
Don't be a coward.
Please
just
say
say
yes.
It. Please say it.
I can't think of a better way to word it, so.
Yes.
Okay. So you come in and you say, "Hey, you're the vampire from Valaki.
Why is Virgil leaning on you?"
So, Hans is like, "Well, I'm not from Valaki. I've kind of been, the vampire spawn that Virgil shot, day 2 that you guys were here. I'm that vampire. No. I've been here. But Virgil decided to lay it on me, and so I'm standing still until he decides to move. Basically, as if Virgil was a cat. I can't move. He's leaning on me.
Move. He's leaning on me.
Why is he leaning on you? Well, you see,
excuse me. Yes. I want to say at this moment, Virgil just looks up, blearily opens his eyes. He looks like he wants to sleep. He looks tired as fuck right now.
Everyone wants to sleep.
But he just looks up at Min, and he's just like, "Oh,
hello."
It's because I'm tired, and
I'm sleepy.
It's because I'm tired, and respectfully, I don't feel like sitting on the couch, and I don't like any of you enough to lean on. So I think he just goes right back to leaning on Hans' shoulder.
I don't like any of you enough to lean on them, implying that you like Hans enough to lean on them.
Yes.
So many questions.
That was the implication. Yes.
I'm just listing out Min's thought process there.
Min is thinking for once.
Min is like like connect the math woman beam, connecting the dots.
Also, how dare you? Min thinks all the time.
Does she?
All the time.
Good for her.
Bello and Vile. I assume after that Min is going back to books. Or does she want to talk to Hans more?
I guess Min would talk to Hans more.
Yeah, would she?
Speak.
I guess Min would just like ask, like I guess just ask Hans about himself. Like, so like, wait, you've been here the whole time?
Hans having to be like, I assume Vile is watching this interaction, Sin.
If Min's gonna start talking to Hans, I think Vile might actually head back out to where the statues were.
Oh, they mad.
Okay.
Viola's like, good. Min is keeping an eye on the vampire.
It's either good, Min is keeping an eye on the vampire, or great, now there's the last person I trusted.
I'm moving
Or
you
great,
over
another
there.
fucking traitor.
Great. I can't trust anyone now.
Can't
I
trust
have no
anyone.
friends.
Min, like,
But
so
yeah.
did it hurt? What, when that twink shot you 3 times and stabbed you once?
Yes, it did hurt actually. But yeah, Hans, I guess, explains to Min that he is a vampire spawn spy. Are you messing with your mic, David? I must ask.
Yeah, sorry, I was doing something.
No, you're good. I
Shaking
just...
violently.
Hans explains that he is a vampire spawn, and so he was assigned to your party when you guys arrived, and he has been following you since you guys got to the Vistani camp where you met Madame Ava. Just like, it's my job.
I guess Min will just be like, but that was forever ago.
That was like
You
4
still
days
here?
ago, Min.
That's forever ago.
Min's a squirrel, she's only gonna live to like 30.
Yeah.
Hans is like, yeah,
60, actually.
but I've been around so long, it's been like a day. I'm so old, like a week, that's like a day.
Wait, so did everybody else know that you were hanging around?
Hans is like,
Hans, well, I think you
so.
can answer that question for one person.
Hans is like, well, I know Virgil and Mithril have known that I've been around. And I assume that it was implied after I saved Vile, and, you know...
Wait, you saved Vile?
Yes, when Vile got attacked by a bunch of zombies in the forest, and I had to go kill all the zombies, and I left them at your guys' camp with, like, the book that they found or whatever.
Actually, does Min know that that happened?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Min would know that happened, but that happened the same day the Strahd came and talked to Irina. That was the same morning. You guys basically had to prepare to leave or save Vile. But Vile had a sticky note saying, like, watch your robot, basically, Hans and co.
Keep your dog on a leash.
Basically, yeah, it's a little bit nicer than that, but...
This one needs to stay in their lane.
But yeah, you wouldn't have known it was Hans, you wouldn't have put together that this was Hans. You would have known that happened, though.
Hans was like, does nobody fucking tell you anything?
Yeah, Min would probably be like, wait, so you've been around pretty much the whole time.
Yes.
How am I just now finding out about this and meeting you?
Well, technically it's not the party's not supposed to know about me, but, also I assumed you knew because the rest of your party seems to know. But Hans is like, Hans is like, did nobody tell you that they met me? Because you were the only one not there with Irina when Virgil shot me.
No.
Hans also thought Min knew about him. So, um, Vile, what are you doing with the statues? Anything specific?
No, I'm just chatting to them as if they are people. Like, I'm telling them a story and I'm telling them about, like, yeah, this is my doll. It looks like me. And
Oh, they
guess-
fucking lost it.
I guess Min is gonna like ask Virgil, like, wait, so am I the only one who didn't know?
Didn't know about what Hans being around.
Yes.
I
jeez.
think we all assumed that you just knew. But
This
yeah,
is like
most
the
of us
second
did.
time I've met this person.
Well, he was in the tavern the whole time we went for Lucky, so
The whole time?
well, just about. I mean, he was gone for a little bit, but he came back at some point. Yeah.
Min is now dealing with the internal struggle of like, why didn't I know these things?
Poor Min.
You know, in hindsight, we probably should have explained these things to you instead of assuming that you knew.
Where are you guys over here? Bella, what are you doing in these few minutes while Min is suddenly realizing that Hans has been around the whole time? And Vile has stomped off the hallway for the time being. Ludmilla is also in here just studying for the moment.
Libraries are boring. I'm gonna go
Okay.
hang out with Vile.
Okay.
Libraries are boring. Books are for nerds. I'm gonna go hang out with the cool kid.
Vile, are you changing anything when Bello joins you?
no, I think Vile would just kind of like wave at Bello and just be like, I'm telling the statues a story. You can sit if you want, but you have to listen nice.
Bello, are you sitting and listening?
Yeah,
You have
fuck
to
it. I'm
listen
gonna
quietly.
sit crisscross applesauce and listen
Okay.
to Vile's little story.
Yeah, Vile's telling like the original like Hans Christian Andersen like mermaid thing where it's like, yeah, she had to cut her fin in half and it felt like knives every time she took a step.
And then she turned into sea foam and died at the end.
Yeah, like that's the kind of story that Vile is telling. Like it's very clearly like a fairy tale, just maybe a little bit fucked up.
Interesting. As you are sitting and telling the story, and Bello, you are listening, you see Mithril finally show back up, and they have a different spawn helping them walk around. I think would Mithril have been the only one to actually see Ivana that day originally? I think so, because
Yes.
Mithril walked him.
Mithril's
Yeah.
the only one to know who the fuck Ivana is.
Ivana is. Okay. So you see, it's another favorite spawn. I put her picture in in-game images, but she does not have a token. So you see, like, Ivana and Mithril, but you don't know it's Ivana yet. Walking up the stairs and coming through, this hallway. Presumably back to the study. What are you guys doing?
Aside
put-
from the part where she looks a little more dead, she's kind of pretty.
She's very pretty.
I wasn't gonna say it, but I was eyes emoji.
In NPC
Jeez.
handouts?
No,
No,
in-game
in-
No,
images
in
is
in-game
Oh,
images.
Like
It's
genuinely in the Discord.
In the Discord. These vampire spawns aren't real in the book, Devin.
They made up.
Boogie.
But yeah. Are
Yeah,
either
Vile
of you-
would stop telling the story then.
Okay. Are you greeting Mithra at all?
I'd wave.
Okay.
She's serving major bitch.
Oh yeah, I love her.
I
Yeah,
love her
she
for
is.
it.
We're all
I'm
It's
so
kinda
part of the
into it.
appeal.
That's real hot of her, man.
Yeah, real sexy of her.
I don't know, real
Everyone I
queen
play a
shit.
D&D with is so horny.
Stop making attractive ass characters. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Ivana honestly is more palatable to me than Hans. I like that she's a cunt.
I also like
Hans is
Ivana.
too nice.
Anyway.
Anyway. Oh my god, did Moth echo for anyone else there?
Yeah.
Was that
That's
just me? Okay.
horrifying.
But yeah.
It was just he.
Yeah.
Awful.
Terrifying.
Anyway, Mithril, are you saying anything specific to Bello and Vile as you come in?
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot a look that could definitely kill if they could at Bello, and I'm gonna give a nice smile and a little fingy wave to Vile.
Can I incite Mithril to try and figure out what the fuck that means?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know what that
Oh,
means.
hold on, let me post
Depending
the
on-
D20.
Post the D20.
No. Oh,
No, I think it makes more sense if I don't post the D20.
Yeah, Vile, you have no idea what has happened between Bello and Mithril. You are free to make your own conclusion.
I can't believe Bello and Mithril had an affair.
Yeah.
I can't believe they went and they banged.
I mean, that's
Vile
Vile
not like...
doesn't know what sex is. No,
Vile
that's
doesn't
not
know
what they
sex
think.
Can you imagine?
What does Vile think? Does Vile think anything?
Vile.
Does Vile think?
No, Vile doesn't know why Mithril is angry at Bello at this point. They're just like, ooh, something happened there.
What
Which
happened
is
there?
wrong.
Bello's in trouble.
Bello's in trouble. Okay, so you and Ivana are going to get Ludmilla. For Min and Virgil, essentially what you see is Mithril come in and be like, Ludmilla, can I speak to you alone for a minute? And then they go back out in the hallway, and to Vile and Bello, when you guys come out, when they come back out into the hallway, since it's the same hallway, Ludmilla asks if you would be willing to go back inside the study for a minute because Mithril wants to talk to her privately.
I'm gonna, like, do a big show of sighing and standing up. I'm gonna, like, dust off the statue where I was, like, sitting beside it, and I'm gonna say goodbye to the statue, and then I'm gonna, like,
actual
cramp
5-year-old.
inside.
Actual
Okay.
5-year-old.
I love it.
Actual 5-year-old.
Just a 5-year-old.
Give
Bello.
Vile a little pat and walk with them.
He walked into the wall.
Zoop. Enderman.
Bonk.
Enderman. Bello is an Enderman. Anyway, that conversation happens that we pre-roleplayed out before session because Moth can't stop talking to NPCs by themselves.
I'm sorry. I'm
Yes, shame them.
sorry.
And they come inside, and Ludmilla takes a couple things from where she has like a stack of books, and she steps into the bedroom and closes the door. It gives you guys like a nod, but she's like, Mithril can tell them, I'm just gonna move over here.
You're like, I'm just gonna fuck off and whatever happens, happens.
Pretty much.
I love her.
Ivana's gonna come stand here. So yeah, everyone is together now. Let me just clarify all of the NPCs you have with you. You have Irina, you have Esmeralda, you have Kazan, and you have Hans, and you have Ivana. Ivana's not named for the rest of you guys. But you have a different vampire spawn that you don't know the name of
We
now
have
as well.
a woman.
Yes, you
There's-
have a woman.
Female vampire spawn.
She's a woman.
That is a
Look at this fucking
woman.
That is a
Gaggle
woman.
of fucks we've got.
Yeah, I'm
The
gonna...
real fucking gotta fucking. At this point, I feel like now it's just Mithril being like, got a whole fucking circus flying past me. I'm the only clown.
Oh yeah.
It's the actual clown.
Yeah.
It's actual.
Um,
There you go. Just casting.
Mithril's gonna like. I'm gonna walk in front of the fireplace because it's much more moody. And I'm
It's
gonna.
much
better
more
reason than anything.
dramatic.
How
Yeah.
moody of you.
Well, I mean, it's like the focal piece of the room, so it makes
How
sense.
noir.
I know, how noir, how sexy of me.
I know. Is Mithral still wearing red
Dramatic.
satin dress?
Mithril is wearing
Absolutely not.
what I.
Okay.
Mithril's wearing their normal clothes.
Because then it's just fucking like 1930s jazz bar singer.
Mithril does look different, but not that way. No.
We'll say Mithril's braid is now in a different style of braid.
Yeah, I have a different braid now.
Is there
It's
a
a-
picture of new braid?
No, but it's normally braids are 3. This has 4 strands
And
in
it
it.
has a
It's
fancy
just a 4.
ribbon at the end.
Yeah, and it has a fancy ribbon.
Mithril's gonna like clear their throat. Everyone, I was wondering if we could all have a little conversation about, well, what we're here to be doing. I know that we've all been off doing our own things, and I think it would be really a good idea for us to talk for a little bit. Good!
I thought you were about to be like, all right,
Virgil,
everyone.
like, finally decides to lean off of Hans and like adjusts himself and just goes to stand like here, and it's just like I'm assuming it's of some importance. Clearly.
Min's gonna ask, like, are we talking about the quest?
Well, they did mention that they were talking about things that pertain to what we were here to do, so.
Mithril just nods.
I stand by what I said.
Yes, I've learned a few things, and I just wanted to make sure we were all on the same page and clarify some things in case we had any holes in our stories.
Oh, now we're worrying about everybody being on the same page.
Well, I know the answer. I have to convince you all of the answer.
Yeah, is Mithril starting this conversation, or does anyone want to talk about does anyone want to butt in first?
I'm patiently waiting for someone to pipe up.
I think they're all spies.
Kill you.
Thanks,
Mithril,
fellow.
did you know that Hans has been here the entire time?
Are you asking me that legitimately?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, originally, Hans was in debt to us because I threatened to murder him, and then I spared his life out of the kindness of my heart in exchange for him and his party protecting us, but I've since absolved him, but he still hangs around because it's his job.
He's spying on us.
Mithril's like, I'm not gonna be the one to expose anything.
When did this happen?
Do you remember that day when we were walking past the woods and Bella waved at someone and then Virgil shot into the woods and I had you stay with Irina while I went to go see what was happening?
Like the second day we were here?
Yes.
I guess.
Well, on that day, the person that got shot was Hans, and then I grappled him and threatened to burn him alive, and, well, I decided to spare him because I didn't want to fight a whole bunch of vampire spawns at that point because, well, I figured we would all die a horrible death, so I leveraged his life for ours.
Yeah, that sounds
I-
about right. Yeah.
I just want to say, if anyone is looking towards Hans and Ivana, because they're standing next to each
That's
other,
what Virgil was, because I'd say Virgil looked
Yeah.
back when Min asked, because Virgil was just like, with the
Hans is trying very hard to not look at anyone specific, and Ivana is staring daggers at him.
Virgil's just like, I was like, that's an interesting conversation for later.
You guys know the classic, like, overlay like meme thing of like all of like the math algorithms like
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
popping up.
Yes. Yeah,
Uh,
Mathlete.
Min's
that
gonna
Min?
like tilt her head to the side and start scratching it, and like that's what's going on right
I
now.
love
That's
her.
what's going.
Cool. Virgil's gonna speak up and just be like, "Well, Miss Ro, I think you and I both know it's certainly not Escher."
Like Min's just piecing all of the dots together.
For the first time in everyone's life, you see Mithril blush and not look at Virgil. Mithril's looking anywhere but at Virgil.
It's just like Virgil's like definitely not intending to just be like, "Ha." It was more just like I think obviously we figured out that answer, and he's just like, "Huh." Well, good
Can
Vile
I, can I roll an
completely-
insight for why Mithril would do that?
Yeah, sure.
Hmm.
Do I want to? Probably not. Am I? Sure.
In fact,
we're
let's
gonna
make
save
a
that.
party insight.
God no.
Party-wide insight.
Anyways, Vile.
Yeah, Vile, completely oblivious to all that, is just gonna go, yeah, I also don't think it's Escher.
Man, Man, you don't know what happened, but you're pretty sure Mithril and Escher had a moment where they were just more than just friends.
Min is just so damn confused right now.
You don't know what exactly happened, but if you look really closely at Mithril, it definitely looks like they've sucked one more dick than they had when we met them.
Min's got a mental like conspiracy theory like chalkboard with like fucking just notes and fucking pictures and just
Myth.
fucking the lines.
Everyone else is just talking about the spy, and Min is trying to put together all of the information nobody told them.
I love man.
Connected the dots. You haven't connected shit. I've connected them.
Look, see, they're connected.
Who do you in descending order, who do you think the most likely is?
Well, I figured I would let everyone make their own assumptions first, and then, well, I would tell everyone what I know, and, hopefully you all will believe me.
Oh, that's one way to do it, I guess.
That's one way, I suppose. It's
Well,
not the best one, but
Who's
it's one way
first?
to do it.
That was fucking scary.
Keep echoing every once in a
That's-
while.
Who's first?
Who's first?
Sorry, I became God for a moment.
I guess Virgil. Virgil will speak up because apparently 2 other people in this goddamn party can't speak.
Listen, unfortunately, Min was
Min is
probably not
schizoph-
as involved in the investigation as she should have been. And Min's
Vile
also
actively
doing
was
mental
not involved in the
gymnastics right now.
investigation.
Virgil was passively involved in the investigation. I think Virgil's gonna just be like, well, I don't think it would be Volenta then. Volenta seems entirely too obsessively loyal. And seems to think she's the preferred wife. So she appears to be the most likely from the outside perspective. Both the youngest and possibly the most hot-tempered. But you know.
Sorry, I made Moth laugh.
How dare you?
It's definitely not Velveeta.
Losing my fucking mind. Oh yeah, it's definitely not Balenciaga. Oh wait, it's a B. Oh, that sucks.
It's definitely not Valentino.
Lipstick in my white Valentino bag.
Okay.
Viagra.
And Virgil is also gonna be like, personally, I think one of the likeliest is Ludmilla, the oldest, the least favorite, apparently. Overly obsessed with doing things to maintain favor with Strahd, as opposed to just assuming she'll maintain it regularly.
I wish Moth had a soundboard so that they could do the "Who wants to be a millionaire?" wrong alarm as we guess.
Virgil's like there. I mean, Virgil's like, that was the last of my input.
That is the end of my story.
Well,
Well.
I keep making Moth laugh. I apologize.
oh no, that wasn't well at Moth. It was
Well, at the rest of
well.
the party. Clown, you're up.
Glenn, who do you think it is?
Devin.
I'm thinking.
Wow.
God.
Think faster.
Take
Think
too long.
faster. You've had 10 minutes.
We're all
I mean-
awful.
I mean, honestly, I don't think Bello has been it,
Involved?
not involved, but invested enough into this to really
Bella's just
care
like,
either
yeah,
way.
I don't really care.
Wait, Moth.
Hmm.
This was the look Mithril gave Bella. So Bella just didn't give
Okay,
a shit.
so-
Bella just is interested in what's funny.
Bello, is voted off the island. Who's next? Squirrel. Go.
Eh? So we were leaning towards Ludmilla or Anastasia, right?
What does Min think?
What does Min
What does
think?
Min think?
Uh... Given off of how Min has participated so far,
Yes.
which is probably not as much as she could have or probably should have.
Doesn't matter. What does she think now?
I guess Min would probably be leaning towards Ludmilla.
And sentient Pepsi can.
Sentient Pepsi can.
I guess let me rephrase. The only thing Bello is sure of is that it's not Viagra.
Pepsi can being.
Not Viagra.
Sen, you're muted, just so you know, if you didn't know that.
I cry so loud you can't even hear me.
No, Viridian's way too nice to be bad.
Tell us, sentient Pepsi can, what say ye?
Vile, I think at this point, Vile has like taken out their Strahd doll and is like stitching up the knife marks from where they stabbed it earlier. They kind of like look up. They're like, "Oh, I didn't really look for who the spy was because I didn't care, but I think it's Valenta because I like her the least."
Wow!
At least they're honest.
At least they're honest for the reason.
I love it here. Okay.
Well, it's gonna be like, so my Mythos just
We're
like,
all over the board.
Mythos just like, so it is Valenta. No.
Well,
Mithril's just like, you're not just wrong, you're stupid.
I think that you all have very valuable input. Now, would you like to hear what I know so I can tell you who it is? This is a threat.
Wait, if you know who it is, then why did you ask?
Why
Well,
didn't you just start with that?
see, often when you come into a room when you have something to say but you're not sure people will believe you, you tend to like to know where they all stand before you speak.
Why wouldn't we believe you,
Understood.
Mithril?
Well, considering, I can understand if you guys might be a little suspicious of me, considering I've spent most of our time here alone. But, I decided to go off and speak to each of the brides myself, and first I spoke to Escher, and he gave me some very valuable information, and then I went to Anastraya, and
Like the only valuable thing I gave
I'll
you.
fucking kill you.
Shut up.
We'll commit murder.
Mithril's going to throw Virgil into the fire.
Into the fire!
And, well, Anastraya herself is very kind, all things considered. I know that one ought not trust a vampire in the belly of the beast, so I won't vouch for her much more than that, but I don't think it's her as well. Not to sound rude, she's not very bright. After that, I found out that each bride has a purpose, and Anastraya is someone who exists to be, well, someone pretty to look at, and Escher exists to maintain the spies. Ludmilla is here for arcane research. Can anyone guess maybe why Valenta is here?
I swear to fucking God.
Well,
I think
if
you're
the-
teaching an 8 a.m. class.
Yeah, if the
Sorry.
implication
I'm
is that I was
thinking,
gonna fucking
God!
speak.
Sonny
Let,
is
Jesus.
let
talking.
Virgil talk.
I don't fucking. I was taking a second. Fuck. I think Virgil would speak up and just be like, well, the initial implication I gathered by talking to some of the spies, yeah, some of the brides myself, was that maybe Strahd was just enough of a creep that he likes the young ladies. And since Valenta's the youngest and relatively pretty, maybe that's why he was interested in her, but I've come further to the conclusion that it's less.
Excuse me, relatively, that
It's
massive
vaguely.
fire.
It's
He
vaguely.
kills people for him.
Yeah?
Thank you, Vile. I appreciate that you could come to the conclusion. Yes, she's considered the sadistic one, as Anastraya told me.
I was coming to that conclusion, yeah.
You're very slow about it.
Did I ask you, robot?
Whoa!
Just my input.
For once, Virgil looked fucking annoyed out of his fucking mind, and then snapped back to normal.
Vile's still stitching away at their Strahd doll.
I've like zoned out for so much of this conversation, and I don't know why.
Welcome back.
Like, no, I've been like hearing like what's been said, but it's like I don't know. My brain just fried apparently.
Basically, they have come to the conclusion that Valenta is the sadistic one out of the birds. That's her job.
Hmm.
Good for her.
The sadist.
And when we came to this place, we were told that no harm was going to come of us from anyone within the castle under Strahd's control. Do you all remember him saying that to us?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, when I went to go speak to Valenta alone after I had made her very angry earlier, she threatened me.
you kill her?
Are you
Is
asking
Min
Mithril that?
asking that?
No.
And
I'm just saying, that's usually what Mithril does.
Do you want to find out?
Anyways,
and no one that's following Strahd's orders to a T would threaten someone that's considered a guest. And I know that Min was there for the conversation, but I'll refresh everyone on what I know. Valenta is friends with people that Strahd would consider enemies, a coven of witches. And while some may think, looks at Bello, that she's incredibly loyal to Strahd, sometimes our loyalties can be shaken from outside means, even if we don't think that's happening. Therefore, through deliberation and a conversation with Ludmilla, I've determined that Valenta is the spy.
I agree. Good deduction, Mithril.
Thanks, Vile.
I didn't like that bitch anyway.
File's like,
Like,
good,
yeah.
get her out of here.
not to question your judgment, Mithril. As you know, I trust your judgment very much.
But I'm questioning your judgment.
How did you definitively come by the information that Valenta is friends with this coven of witches?
Well,
Well,
she told me herself, and then Anastasia told me herself, and then Ludmilla told me herself. So if 3 people are telling me something, well, once maybe it's a lie, twice it's a coincidence, and 3 times it's definite.
What about the fourth one?
I'm surprised you managed to get that information directly from Valenta.
Well, you and I both know that when I want to be, I can be very convincing.
He kind of just like, it's just like a shrug, just like, yeah, I can't argue with that.
Yeah, alright.
Well, I guess the only worry is that it almost seems too easy, almost too obvious. But that might just be me. Good!
Hooray!
Well, often the correct answer is the most obvious one, even if we don't think so in the moment. Well, one would maybe think that the stupid one is putting on an act and that the older one has more reason to betray, or that the promiscuous one might have other ideals, but sometimes the most likely candidate is the one closest to the heart.
Does like Ez or Irina have any reaction to any of this? Like, I know they're not exactly involved with the investigation itself, but like, do they have any idea?
Irina does not fucking care. You're not sure
That's
she's been
fair.
present for any of it mentally. Ez is like, yeah, Valenta makes sense.
I think at this point, Irina's kind of just been like the shell shocked,
Yes.
and just like that we haven't really paid any attention to the entire time.
It's too boring.
Let's keep it that way.
Yeah.
Let's keep it that way. Ez is basically like, yeah, that reasoning makes sense. Valenta makes sense. She clearly did not do that much investigation behind herself, but she is convinced. Mithril has convinced her.
Good.
Also, Ivana and Hans are talking very quietly, like between themselves. So you don't. They're not paying attention or they're not reacting to your current conversation.
Is there any
Can I-
chance of perception to hear?
Yeah, I was thinking the same
You
thing. I'm like, I'm
can.
close to the back. Can I maybe listen in? Question mark.
Would you try to move closer?
Vile would be willing to. They would not make it obvious that that was the reason. They might like shift to the other side of the table, like make it look like they're settling in, kinda.
Yeah, that's fine. You can roll a perception check to see. I will say they are trying to not be heard, so you will need to roll a decent perception check, but you can try.
17?
There you go. I'll text you.
Most poggers.
Hmm. Since I don't want to miss out on any information, let's say Virgil's gonna shift a bit too, to like right
You
here.
are
just on
across.
the edge of the table.
You will have to roll a higher perception check.
Vile's.
You're across the room.
You are across. You are farther away diagonally than Vile is.
I mean,
And Vile did not roll high enough to get all of the information.
Okay.
Okay,
it's
you can't do
it's a
that.
darn shame Min doesn't really care to listen in.
Yeah, too bad Min doesn't care.
Min's got bigger issues to think about, like how long has Hans been here and what happened to Mithril.
You still didn't roll high enough, even
I'm
if
not
you are
saying I
technically the
didn't
same
roll
distance
enough,
away.
I'm just saying.
Also,
Just saying.
because you decided to shift and you were actively talking. Anyway, continue while I talking about the Volunteer or whatever while I catch this out. This in.
I mean, Bello still doesn't think it's Volenta, but they're not gonna sit here and argue it with people.
No, speak up,
Well,
clown.
Min doesn't have any information to counterpoint, so
I mean, Min was there
Min-
and can confirm the witches thing.
yeah. I mean, Min was there about the whole witches thing. Min, wasn't there when you went and confirmed it with everybody, and Min's not confirmed it with everybody. But that's
You heard it straight from
out
the
of
horse's
all
mouth,
the
though.
out of all of the evidence that Min knows of personally, it does point towards being Viva la France over there.
Yeah, Virgil's gonna ask Mithril and just be like, do you think it was intentional on Volenta's side to become friends with a coven of witches, or do you think they just had an into her and saw her as a useful thing?
They're just really good friends.
Well, I think originally it was a genuine friendship, and then possibly, I'm not sure if the witches are the reason, but they seem to be a likely culprit. But if I were a witch and I didn't like Strahd and I was friends with one of his brides, well, wouldn't that be such an easy way in to hurt someone I don't like?
Yeah, that's true.
You are correct.
Episode title: Mithril's right.
That's right.
So
Episode
it's-
title: Mithril does everything while the rest of the party sits there.
Yeah.
So it's not. The assumption is that it's not specifically that Volenta is a spy out of malicious intent towards Strahd himself, but it's more that she's being almost manipulated from the outside, would you say?
Well,
Why isn't my
Not
mic
that-
not picking
Not
you up?
that, not that that informs, what we do with her, but
I think that, Valenta is very loyal to her husband and in whatever capacity one can. She does love her husband very much, and she made that abundantly clear to me. But I think that her disposition may be one that's easily influenced. People with broken minds maybe are a little easier to get into. She's very
So
easy
she's
to get
being
under the
used.
skin of.
and I imagine that's something Strahd won't look too favorably upon.
Well, unfortunately, Strahd will probably kill her. Or worse.
Virgil's unfazed. He's like, I mean, we kind of came into the castle with an intent after, so, you know. Yeah, I'd say Virgil is pretty easy to sway now. He's just like, yeah, I mean, based off of information he's gathered himself, which admittedly wasn't a lot, Virgil is not 100% sold on the fact that it's Valenta, but he trusts Mithril's judgment. And since Mithril's had the most one-on-one interactions with most of the brides, and Valenta especially, he's more likely to go with what Mithril's saying.
Augurs.
So,
Does anyone have any disagreements then?
Clown.
Or do you guys want to go tell Strahd that she is the spy?
They are the weakest link.
No, Bello likes Valenta, but if you guys are sure that like even if it's on accident, then they're not gonna argue.
I would hope not. They had like 3 people who are fine with killing Valenta breathing down their neck.
This is
Vile, were
totally
you going
not
to say something? Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh no.
Okay.
No, Vile's not gonna say anything. Vile's
Okay.
just stitching their doll away.
This is totally not something Min would suggest, because this is not how Min's brain works.
But
This is how my brain works. If our ultimate goal is to take down Strahd, and now we have a reasonable, assumption of who out of the people closest to Strahd
Are you
are working
suggesting
against Strahd.
use someone as a scapegoat and let Valenta stay?
If we weren't in the middle of Castle Ravenloft, Bello would say the same thing.
I think, personally, Moth thinks that Strahd probably, in a way, knows, and he's confirming if we're treacherous slugs or not.
If
Also-
we're just going to try to lie to gain an angle.
Mm-hmm.
also infrastructure. You take out one of the brides, he loses somebody who had a vaguely important role within the castle, and it's not like he can just replace them immediately.
I would
So
argue that
if our ultimate goal is to take down Strahd, like dismantling a bit of the infrastructure of Ravenloft seems like a decent way to start it.
Regardless of who gets removed, it'll weaken him.
Yeah, so might as well,
I would argue that the least important structurally would also be Valenta. A torture master essentially is not.
But she's also
super
the
high
only
on the
one.
docket.
She's also the only one that's, minus the fact that she is spying on him for the witches, like she is also the one that is most loyal to Strahd. Like even if Strahd partially knows that it's probably Valenta and is just trying to figure out if we're treacherous or not, it's still not a good hit to the infrastructure within the castle itself.
We
Probably why Strahd gave it to us in the first place.
we as a
And
party
we-
have no reason not to be truthful with Strahd at this point.
Yeah, we can,
because the
we can
assumption is
dislike
that
Strahd, but
he probably knows.
I mean, if we consider doing this, it's not going to be Min. I was just throwing the idea out there.
You were just throwing it out to more of the
yeah.
party
to people,
conscious.
to people who might actually, be
suggest
playing
it.
characters who might think that.
Mhm.
I mean, honestly, they're like the absolute assumption is definitely that he already knows, because why would Strahd call us in, the people who have been fucking with his plans, and be like, alright, now I want you to do something for me? Unless he was trying to get us to lie straight to his face.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Wow.
I'd say Virgil's just fine with that information and just being like, I guess that's our answer.
Any questions, comments, concerns?
Am I stacking all of you up and taking you to Strahd?
Are we finally leaving
Do-
Castle Ravenloft?
Do we want to go to Strahd as a group, or do we want someone to just go get Strahd?
I think we should just send someone to grab Strahd, and that way we can leave immediately, or like meet him at the front door on the way out.
How about one of us goes and gets him and everyone else meets him in the dining room?
Okay, you want to meet him on Ashraya's diagram?
Yeah.
That won't be an issue. I'm just clarifying.
Yeah,
here.
if you want, I can go
Okay.
get him since Mithril's like the least non.
Okay.
Like, I'll go get him. I already talked to him once.
Do you want a vampire spawn escort?
Yeah, I'll take Ivana with me.
Okay. So,
Can I
Mithril.
go?
Sure. If Mithril will let you.
I'm asking Mithril.
ADHD clown.
No.
No.
Mithril would look Bello up and down.
As long as you're on your best behavior.
Threat.
That'd be good.
Don't make me fucking strangle your toothpick ass neck.
Do you want to be broken over my knee? Try something.
Where's Min? Where did I put Min on this map? Sorry. I'm collecting you guys into the dining room area.
I'm gonna
On
be
the
honest,
other
I
map.
don't know where Min is right now. Where am I? What am I
There's
doing?
Min. Gap here, here. Where is Esmeralda? Did I lose Esmeralda on this map? No, there she is.
Is
Fucking
Min
hate
able
this
to
map.
take the books with them, or I forget?
Do you, you can ask Ludmilla. I assume you're calling Ludmilla back
Yeah,
into the study.
I'll have her come back in.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess Min would ask.
What book are you interested in taking, Min?
Oh, only one book.
Well, whatever books, but give me like what you're interested in taking, and I will tell
Specifics.
you. Yeah.
I guess like one on like the recent history of Barovia.
Okay.
One on like Barovia before Strahd showed up,
Okay.
and then is there like a book of like legends or like folk?
Barovia fairy tales?
Not necessarily like fairy tales, but like legends or like folk tales or whatever.
She doesn't seem to have one of those in the
Myths.
study, but she does have the first two, and she will let you take them. She seems to have no issue parting with them.
Okay.
So you can mark those down.
I guess that's about the most I can think of, unless anybody else can think of books that men would grab.
So
I'm gonna be real with you, Chief. I don't think Virgil knows Min enough to even take a crack at suggesting a book, man.
I just meant as a player suggestion.
No.
I mean,
Okay.
all of her books are very arcane based, so I don't think
most of them are.
I don't
yeah.
think they would be of much use.
Well, I've got a couple of history books, but
Yeah, I will say it's history and the arcane, and she seems fine parting with the history books she has. So, you know. Is everybody in the dining room on this map? Did it switch properly?
I do in fact see Red Squirrel.
Okay. Cool. I'm going to. I assume Hans will help you guys get to the dining room for the rest of
Yes.
the party. And
Your
Mithril.
mic's a little crackly. There you go.
Is it mine or
It was
David's?
It was David's.
David.
Anyways.
What
God,
happened?
Anyway.
we all just fucking.
Points.
Points, David.
What happened?
Points.
Your-
Hat.
Your mic was crackling, I think.
Oh, I don't
That's
know
fine
why.
now.
I didn't even
It's
touch
fine
it that
now.
time.
That's fine.
Interesting. Is anyone that's not Bello and Mithril, are you guys trying to not go to the dining room, or you want to go somewhere else, or are we just going to the dining room?
If we
Whatever.
pass by the statues in the hallway, I am gonna say goodbye to them.
Okay, you do.
Good.
And you can say goodbye to them. Mithril and Bello, are you saying anything specific? Do you guys want to have any talks with Strahd? Or are you just like, will you please come to the dining room to talk to us about the bride?
I'm staying in my lane. I just wanted to not sit in the dining room.
I think Mithril would try to have like a casual conversation because I feel weird walking in silence with like the master of the house.
Okay. Just like, not anything meaningful though, just like
No, I'd
polite.
be like, well, how is the deliberations on the spawns going? Is it all going well? Blah blah blah.
Blah,
She's
blah,
got some real
blah.
nice shoes. Where'd you get them?
How long until you murder my whole party?
Until you murder my whole party. When the rest of the party comes into the dining room, like Anastasia like offers you guys wine and food and some place to stay, and she's very nice and she's still hosting for these ghosts. However, when Mithril, Ivana, Bello, and Strahd come in, Strahd asks Anastasia to step out for a bit, and you kind of see all of the ghosts basically like evaporate.
They're like, peace.
They just leave. There
I
is
do
still
not wanna
food
be
on
in
the
the same
table.
room as Strahd.
Yeah, they don't seem like they want to hang around. There's a couple like hanging in the far shadows of the room, but there still is food, generic, nice, basic food, whatever. I don't have anything specific that she was serving the ghosts. Yes, that's what the ghost did.
Holographic
yeah.
meatloaf.
It looks like it's real food, so
Holographic meatloaf.
there's wine and whatever. If you guys let yourself be sat at the table, she made sure everyone who wanted to sit would have a spot. So,
That's nice of her.
and wine. The only person she doesn't give wine to is Vile, and that's simply because she doesn't know how Vile would drink wine, or else Vile would have gotten wine.
Mithril would respectfully refuse if she left one for them.
Okay. But yeah, so, Ivana and Hans, when Strahd comes in, they basically find a wall. They go over to this wall, and they are going to stand here. And this is where they're going to stand behind Strahd, who is kind of like right here. And they're doing the thing where their hands are behind their back and they're leaning against the wall again. But that's where they went as soon as Strahd came into the room. So
They are mentally turning invisible.
yeah, mentally they're turning invincible. The rest of you can move around the room however you like. Strahd kind of comes in and like looks like around and is like, so I heard you guys have figured out who the spy is? Just like trying to start polite conversation. Bello, don't sit on the table.
Bello sits on the table, gets smoked.
Everybody just dead silence. Mithril speaks.
Please get off the table.
Yes, we have come to a conclusion, Your Grace.
Looks at the rest of my party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks. You guys are unfucking
Virgil-
helpful. The person that's losing their voice is doing all the talking. Thank you all.
Virgil is fucking tensed up, dude. He's checked out. He's not looking at Strahd. He's looking down.
Anyway, continue,
Well,
Mithril.
I went and had some personal private conversations with all your brides and came to the conclusion that it's probably Valenta who's going against you, though I don't think it's wholly intentional.
He's like,
Not does not. She will die.
he's like nodding. He does not seem surprised by this answer. And he's like, thank you. I will deal with her privately once the castle has cleared of all of its guests, as she has a tendency to be a little dramatic when things aren't quite going her way. So I think it would be better for me to handle that conversation with her once you and all of my spies have left the castle.
Is that the nice way of saying knives are gonna start getting thrown?
Perhaps.
Things are gonna get violent.
However, you guys completed and gathered the sort of information I was looking for. So, with the exception of Mithril, who has already talked to me about what they would like as a reward, what would the rest of you like? We can also step outside and discuss privately if it's something you don't want to talk about in front of the rest of your party.
Mithril looks away from the rest of you. Why'd he have to fucking pop me like this?
Is anybody asking to go first?
Virgil will.
Okay. Do you want to talk to Strahd privately?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to this will be the last time, I promise. But David, Devin, and Sin, get the fuck out of here for like 5 minutes. We're almost done.
I'm
David?
going. I'm going.
Hurry up.
Get out of here,
Beard.
Texan.
Fine. So, okay, you and Strahd are just going to step out here. Ignore that Anastrada is here. No, she's not.
How you doing?
Alright, okay.
Face pressed up against the door, just like
Yeah.
listening.
No, nobody is in this area.
Okay. Virgil. He's still not like okay, like he's like standing at attention, but he's also
Okay.
not looking at Strahd. He's looking down, like,
Okay.
and he's just like, Zarovich. Obviously, we've discussed prior what exactly it was that I was looking for, and you brought with it a stipulation that I bring you something. What exactly did he say? Like, I can't remember. If
He
it was
said
something
like
interesting or something valuable.
something he picked up from Barovia.
Oh, okay. Was the stipulation that I brought you something I picked up in Barovia. And
Yes.
Virgil's gonna reach into his cloak and pull out Strahd's diary and hold it up to him.
He's like, perfect. That was exactly what I was referring to. You already told him a pint of his blood.
Yeah, I told him a pint of his blood, and Virgil is going to specify now and just be like, not that I don't trust you to grant me this reward, Lord Zarovich, but I'll need to watch so I know exactly that it happened properly.
He's going to let that happen. I'm going to be real. I don't know how this happens. I don't know how he gets his blood from his body, but he puts it in basically like a little bottle, pint bottle. I was gonna say a jar, but it's not a jar. It has like a little, like a neck, like a bottle has.
It's like a little
Um,
decanter.
And he like cork, and then he like pours wax over it to seal it essentially. So it's like packaged so that it should not spill while you travel.
Okay.
But yeah, he does that. That probably takes a little bit.
Yeah, I
don't
imagine it
know.
would take a few minutes, if not like 10 maybe.
Probably 10 minutes.
Probably 10 minutes because he has to like carefully get it in there. If we're going with the idea that vampires just have a latent amount of blood to them that gets replenished when they drink blood, then I imagine
Yeah.
it's one of those really gross vampire moments where he like cuts his wrist or something.
I don't know.
And
I
just,
don't
like,
want to think
throws
about
the
it too
blood.
hard.
Yeah, I know. Anyways, I have a decanter of a pint of blood now that I'm
Yes.
just cradling in my hands.
I assume you were tucking it away in a cloak or something. Or are you
He
just
is-
going to walk back
he
in
is
there
hiding
with?
under his cloak.
Okay.
Like he's holding it, but he's like covered his cloak, and I like nod and give just like thank you, Lord Zarovich.
Cool. While we wait, apparently Bello is deliberating with the banish. Shut up. Tired.
Deliberation.
Mithril, are you like doing anything specific while you're waiting for Virgil to come back?
I think I would go stand nearish the vampire spawns since they
Okay.
seem very uncomfortable. I don't want them to be like alone.
Okay. You're just like present.
I'm like present.
Are you talking to them at all?
No, I don't think they want to
No.
talk, but I'm standing near them so they know they have like someone there that cares.
Okay. Whether or not they feel protected.
Hans is like, please do not ignite.
Please do not
But
ignite.
I was like, I'm here to give you moral support as much as I can.
That's too close. There we go. That's probably where
Literally, like,
I also
right
just don't want to be
against them.
near the party because of Strahd saying some fucking shit. He didn't have to fucking motherfucker.
Let me write down blood.
Since I've already given Mithril.
Yeah, I was like, bro, you don't.
Bruh,
Well,
why?
he's going down the list, so he was just like verbally checking Mithril off the list.
Yeah, but
It wasn't supposed to be like call outs.
They do. He didn't have to say. I talked to him privately. That's some whack shit. We got a feral little soda can.
A feral little soda can. Yeah, now you have a
Hurry up.
pint of blood.
Drink that shit like Kool-Aid.
We came to the conclusion that if Virgil drank it, he would just get sick. And possibly suffer something.
I would make you suffer if you drink
Yeah,
it.
if
Yes.
he drank it. Strahd gives it to him, and Virgil's just like, "Aw, sick!" and just fucking shotguns that bitch.
Bruh.
Dies
Bruh.
immediately.
Just drops immediately, and Strahd's like, "Huh."
Huh. Hello,
Hello.
welcome back.
Hello, they're still talking. I left early. I didn't mean to, but I'm here now and I'm not going back.
Nope.
Well. Alright.
Finally. Welcome back.
Finally.
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 Okay, I'm leaving again.
Yeah,
You,
like,
you
this
kick
is
us
when we
out
come
and then you
back.
complain when it takes us a little bit to come back. God.
See, it wasn't even the complaining. The complaining I expected. It was the finally.
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 You put me, Sunny, and Moth in a
Banished.
voice chat for 5 minutes alone.
Finally, the banished have returned from their exile.
I just wish
Um,
that Discord wouldn't take 7 years for the pop-up to come up to allow me to switch to
You
the
know
other
you
voice
can say,
channel.
don't show me this. And then it won't show you the pop-up, right?
Yeah, and then I'll wind up accidentally going into other voice channels.
I think that's kind of
Okay.
funny.
I just wanted to let you know that you don't have to have the pop-up.
I wish Discord just ran better, is what I'm saying.
Okay. Anyway,
After 45 minutes.
After an hour.
it takes like whatever Virgil talked to Strahd about. The total time before they come back into the room is about 15 minutes.
Oh, it actually takes like a while.
It takes a little
Yeah.
bit, yeah. Virgil doesn't look like he's obviously wearing like a new weapon or something, so
The only
duh.
thing you notice is that Virgil's entirely cloaked now. The only thing that's not obscured is he doesn't have the hood up, but he is like
He doesn't have a
completely
body
cloaked.
anymore.
Yeah, he's completely cloaked.
Real
He's
quick
also,
question.
he's
Hmm.
also. Oh, sorry.
No, can I see Virgil's neck?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, good. Most important thing to see.
Yes and no. There are
Okay,
no
good.
bites. He
Good,
did not
good,
get
good.
bitten. He is a little more checked out than he was before. Again,
Again,
you just come to the conclusion that anytime Virgil has any extended contact to Strahd, he just fucking starts losing his mind.
not a fun time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have better mental
Once they're
fortitude.
once they're back, does anyone want to go next?
Not in particular.
Clown.
Clown.
Well,
I have a
okay.
question before I make a decision,
Okay.
and it's how the game works.
Okay.
So I'm reading Ring of Mind Shielding.
Okay.
It says that it makes me immune to magic that allows other creatures to read thoughts, determine whether I'm lying, know my alignment, know my creature type, all of that stuff. Would that mean like detect good and evil and stuff like that wouldn't work anymore? Like I just wouldn't show up on those?
That is your creature type.
That is your
Yeah,
creature
that's your.
type.
Yeah.
Yeah, detect good and evil shows your creature type. However, I think. Would it? No, okay. Yeah, no, not like that. I mean, detect thoughts you're immune to. Other telekinetic or telepathic shit you're immune to. Anybody's innate telepathic magic you're immune to.
I would say that would block detect good and evil. So,
Yeah, since detect good and evil is specifically.
if it's blocking your creature type and your creature type is Fey.
Yeah, detect evil and good is specifically your creature type.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
Fey falls under detect evil and good.
So it would protect you from that.
Does anybody else want to ask first?
You will
No,
pick
you
if
go.
nobody is. So
Okay. Well, so Bello's gonna ask for an instrument of the bards, and he's like, they're just gonna ask like, they know that Strahd has some like interesting instruments lying around.
instruments
Emphasis
of
on huh?
Interesting.
Interesting. Yeah.
interesting. I like don't even remember what. Are you looking for one specific?
I have to
You do have
find
to
the
choose.
page.
Here.
I have it. I have it.
Okay. I
Either-
also have it.
Since I think Void put a hard limit on up to very rare.
Yeah, you couldn't get this harp.
You could go from you could get the sitar and the band or the lute, the lyre, the mandolin. Yeah, the mandolin, or the Anstrith harp. You could not get the Alum harp.
Hmm. Can I
The
see the
Anstrith
page?
harp. Yeah, here.
Sorry,
Where-
I had one picked out and then I completely spaced on which one it was, so I just have to look again.
Weren't you interested in the mandolin?
The Mandalorian.
I'm also interested in the Mandalorian.
Yeah, he's single.
What kind of
Yeah,
interest
it's
are you
Pedro
talking about
Pascal.
here?
It's Pedro Pascal single, bro. Just saying.
Heyo, we love a man that can parent a child.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Low bar.
Low bar. Don't treat your kid like shit. There you go.
Easy peasy.
Evan, do you know which one you wanted? Never mind. That he's fucking dead.
Can you guys not hear me?
Oh, here we go.
Hello,
can
you cut
now.
out.
Hello.
Oh. So I think I'll go with the Anstrith, because you said
Okay.
very rare, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then Bello is also going to whisper to Strahd and ask for a hug in front of God and everyone.
Well,
Well, if
since
you're
you have already
whispering
asked
it-
for
What are you doing?
an equipment, he will have to decline you because he is only giving one reward to each person.
He's only giving one thing.
The coward answer.
Yeah. Fucking coward. We all saw it.
That's fine.
You're the fucking coward sitting here like, I'm gonna whisper and then be like, I'm doing it in front of God and everybody, and then you whisper it. That ain't in front of God
Yeah.
and everybody, Chief.
I was gonna ask, is it like a whisper that like so only you and Strahd can
It's a
hear,
stage
or are
whisper.
you doing like
Yeah,
yeah,
like
loud?
stage whisper.
Cool.
Like one of those pretend whispers where you're trying to seem like you don't want people to hear, but you definitely are trying to get them to hear.
Devin, remind me later to talk to you about it because there's actually something with one of those spells that I will talk to you about.
Okie doke.
Min or Vial?
Does Vile have any particular desire to go first?
Vile does not have a desire to go first, but if Min does not look like she wants to go, Vile would go next.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
Or you can let Strahd pick.
Yeah, let's let Strahd pick.
Yeah, let Strahd fucking flip a coin.
Okay, he's picking Min. Min, what would you like?
Okay. I think probably about the only thing Min would want, like going off that list, I'd say, is that Min would want the that like the book of like that can raise your constitution or whatever.
Okay, we'll say that one
yeah.
has a specific time limit on it. Or a
That would be
specific
the
thing.
Manual of Bodily Health.
Yeah. Where you have to do it a
Read it.
certain amount of time. And I would hold you to that.
If you spend
Okay.
48 hours over a period of 6 days or fewer studying the book's materials,
Yeah.
con increases by 2.
And I'll say that Min would like Min would basically just ask Strahd if like any like if there was like a book or something, I guess, to like on like how to become stronger, I guess.
Okay.
Something
I will
like
say
along those lines.
Strahd, is there a book on how to improve my constitution?
you can have that. However, I will be tracking your hours over the course of
My
that. You
read
can't
prog-
apply
my
that.
read progress.
Yes. So,
I get you.
there's that. Vile, you are the last one. Are you asking anything of Strahd?
Yes. I'm gonna go up to Strahd. I'm not gonna ask him like to go out into the thing, but I am gonna be like just a little bit quieter so perhaps the spies in the room do not hear. And I'm just gonna go, for my thing, I wanna choose how you punish Valenta.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna
He
ask
is-
you to commit seppuku.
He's like very surprised. He's like, well, everyone else chosen equipment. However, that's interesting enough that I think I'll let that pass. What do you have in mind?
Oh, I want you to kill her and make sure she never comes back ever.
Damn.
Okay. I will be
Strahd,
sure
like,
to do
bro,
that.
You assume I wasn't already gonna do that, bro? Like,
Do you want any sort of proof of that?
I want her
Vile's
I
head
good.
assume
on
you
a
wouldn't
pike.
lie to me.
Yeah.
I would not lie to you, but I always want to make sure I I always want to make sure people know that I am being truthful.
You could always get her mask.
Oh, please.
I
Please
did
get
not
the
think of that. I
mask.
do want her mask a lot. I don't. Vile would not want her mask. God damn it, Vile. Vile wouldn't want her mask. I want her mask though. No, Vile wouldn't ask for anything to like prove it. That's all they
Okay.
want.
Okay.
Aww.
I
Vile just be
know.
like, I want her head.
God, Vile and Valenta's mask.
Your
The
fucking
best.
Not your fucking choice, clown. You don't get to be disappointed.
She should have come
Interesting.
up with the question, huh?
So it is like 8 p.m. 8 to 10 p.m. probably. He offers that you guys can stay in the castle overnight, or you guys can go back to the wizard's town immediately. He does not mind whichever, but he's offering for you guys to stay in the castle overnight if you would like. He does not seem like he thinks you will take that offer.
Well, I mean, now that you mention it,
I mean, it's a 12-hour carriage ride either way.
The
right?
longer
it's a dumb carriage.
the longer we're in the castle, the safer we are.
Yeah. Also, this was vile.
Are you guys staying in the castle overnight?
I will say that Virgil will go with majority vote.
But
There is a distinct sense of I'm not gonna like you the entire time I'm still here.
that's fine. I guess what is the majority vote?
Vile
Mithril?
also does not want to stay.
Okay, you guys don't want to stay. Irina does
Min's-
not want to stay.
Okay. I imagine Ez doesn't want to stay very long either.
Ez doesn't seem to care.
I want to stay because it's fucking 12 hours to go back to the fucking.
It's gonna be
I mean,
12
it's gonna be
hours either
12
way.
Either you arrive at 6 a.m. tomorrow, or you guys leave at 6 a.m. and get there at like 6 p.m.
Yeah, but one's sleeping in a carriage on the way over there, and one's having a
You
bed.
sleep standing up, shut your fucking mouth.
Yeah, you don't get to speak, clown. This is
Wow.
just you speaking out of turn. Speaking? Spoken.
Speaking.
Out of
Speaking.
turn. I turned into Vile for a second. Virgil got his soul stealing.
Virgil got his soul stealing.
So-
Bello got their
Okay,
words
so-
spoken.
Outvoted.
Okay, so Mithril and Bella would like to
Oh no,
stay in the castle.
Moth was just saying.
Okay,
It made sense for safety, but Mithril doesn't give a fuck.
okay, I'm in character. Virgil, do you want to stay or go?
He wants to fucking leave.
Okay. Mithril, do you want to stay or go?
Mithril's fine with doing whatever the majority chooses, so leaning
Bitch.
towards go for the
Okay.
time being.
Bello, do you want to stay or go?
I wanted to stay.
Okay. Min, do you want to stay or go?
I'd say men would also just be willing to go along with whichever, which is looking to be to go. So
And Vile, do you want to stay or go?
Vile wants to go because Irina
Okay.
wants to go.
You guys will be going then.
What about
What about
Kazan?
Kazan's
Mithril speaks for
literally
Kazan,
spoiled.
and Kazan wants to leave.
Yeah. I mean, hey, if you want to stay here,
Yeah,
I
you
don't
can
think
stay.
any of us. I don't think there are two of us that have zero qualms with leaving your ass.
That
in
is
the
true.
castle.
If someone does want to stay, I will let them stay.
Yeah.
Stay forever?
Sounded.
want
Yeah, that sounded very threatening.
want to hang out with Strahd all by yourself?
I already did that, I'm good.
Yeah, I think the general consensus is fucking skedaddle, bro.
Is
Okay.
Wahadzin going to be the one escorting us back?
Yes, unless you guys specifically request otherwise.
Oh, I was just wondering.
Yeah,
Yo,
then it'll
Strahd,
be
can I take your
Rahadin.
favorite with me?
Should I talk?
Bella's
Should I
the
take
only-
Ivana?
Bello.
Bella's the only one that wants to stay, and then Strahd's just like, no, 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 I insist. You should go with your friend.
Yeah,
we're
it's
going
your
to
turn to
Strahd.
go.
No,
You can
it's
go.
Play.
You can go.
Before we leave, Mithra's going to pull Min aside for a second. Out of
Okay.
earshot of the rest of the party. I don't care if you guys actually hear, but
I know that you don't like spending a lot of time in the carriage because you come from a place where you weren't so cooped up. So I was wondering, while you're outside, could you maybe like gather some wood and stuff for Vile? I think they'd really appreciate if they had some more things to carve.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Men will do that.
Min will do that.
Men
Cool.
will do that.
Okay.
I
You guys.
think I remember the last time we were on the carriage ride. I thought about that anyway.
Yeah. We didn't think about it until after. So
Yeah, until it was too late.
yeah. So you guys basically like hang around here for a few minutes while the carriage gets set up. Also, Ivana and Hans have to go help with coffin breaking.
Yay.
So they are also going to be leaving the dining room. So you guys have a few minutes of just you and the NPCs you've collected,
Coffin.
minus the vampire spawns, before the carriage goes. If you guys want to do anything, or you guys can just be like, "Fuck it, I'm out."
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
In the time that we have, I think Virgil's gonna go up to Mithra and just be like, I mean, I know it's not like you actually own him or anything, but I was wondering if I could get a closer look at Kazan and see if there's anything about him that was special, maybe?
What makes it tick?
Vaguely.
Mithra's going to turn.
Kazan, can you come over to Virgil and let Virgil look at you?
Kazan comes over. Let me find Kazan in the book.
Kazan, come here, baby boy, come here.
Come here, Kazan, where's your good boy? You move here. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's terrifying. You just go, and then like a 7.5 foot tall, 700-pound like thing of steel just stomps up to you
Baby
at Mach
boy.
10.
I like to imagine that if you hadn't specified specifically to let Virgil look at Kazan, this like Kazan would have came over, but then the second Virgil started to like try and inspect Kazan would have just grabbed him and fucking suplexed him.
Watch out! By God, that man had a family.
Virgil, what are you looking at Kazan for?
I want to investigate him to see if he has any buttons or anything special that would reveal, I don't know, a fucking compartment or maybe
Okay.
anything. It's just a general investigation, see if there's anything.
Yeah, just roll me an
No.
investigation check.
Okay.
He's got a hidden
You-
storage compartment with full
He
spawn.
looks like an animated. He looks like a suit of armor. He has an animated suit of armor. That's all.
Guys, I think Kazan might just be a suit of armor.
I
Guys,
can't
I think
remember.
Kazan might be Strahd.
I can't remember. Did I do anything with Kazan prior to this? I know
Hold
I
on.
mentioned a couple things about Kazan when we were talking, but I don't remember if I did anything.
I want more mac and cheese.
I think
Sorry,
Kazan
someone forgot their keys.
might be a robot.
Anyway, back to game. Kazan is a suit of armor. That's basically all I've described him as. I think that's what you were saying when I left. So
Yeah, okay.
Armor, not typically
Well,
known for their
just-
pockets.
I'll just be like, thanks, Kazan. Very awkwardly. He's just
Very
like, hey, you know, He's like, I don't fucking know if there's a soul in there. I don't want to piss it off.
Virgil's like, I'm gonna humor Mithril because I'm like, if Mithril likes it, I should be nice.
Yeah, basically. But other than that, Virgil's just like vibrating to get the fuck out of here.
You examine Karzon and you look inside the
Karzon.
breastplate, and there's a fucking alchemical circle drawn in blood on the back.
Equivalent
Alphonse.
exchange.
Since Virgil is like within speaking range of Mithril, Mithril's going to quietly,
you don't have to tell me what you talked about because that's your business and I never want to involve myself in what you might be doing unless you want to talk. But I just want you to know that no matter what, I'm on your side and I hope you're okay.
Emotional support paladin.
Virgil vaguely snaps out of his like PTSD ridden 1,000-yard stare. And it's just like, oh, yeah, I am. Of course, I know that. I appreciate it.
I am, as the kids
Thank
say, cool.
As the kids say.
I will say, Virgil will be like, I will tell you what I got as my reward when we're out of the castle, yeah?
And I'll let you in on what I had to ask for when we're alone.
Sounds like a plan. And he's like, okay, and we're walking.
and we're walking.
And we're walking.
We're getting
You
the fuck
guys-
outta here.
Want to treat the carriage ride as a long rest?
You said it's a pretty big carriage and a very comfy carriage.
It also has like multiple compartments. Like you guys also sit in the main compartment, but there is actually 2 compartments you can sit in.
Yeah, I imagine those of us who want to actually fucking take a nap. Because Virgil will.
12 hours.
Virgil's like, I'm gonna sleep in the other compartment.
Because I will let you guys take this 12 hours as a long rest, unless you are telling me that your character is doing otherwise.
Virgil would treat this as a long rest.
Yeah, I'll take a
Yeah.
long rest.
I'll say,
I don't wanna take a
how
If-
long?
rest.
Long rest is like 8 hours.
A long rest is 8 hours.
I was gonna ask,
Oh yes, thank you.
how long would it take for men to like go along and gather like a bunch of like pieces of wood and
Wood.
stuff for Vile?
Not so, okay, it wouldn't, you could sleep for 8 hours, take your long rest, and still pick up sticks
Hi,
and be
Soya.
fine. Hi,
What if I
Soya.
wanted to squeeze in some book reading in there?
You could do like 2 hours.
A book reading and a long rest.
Yeah.
Wow, the
I
map
will
isn't
say you
lag
can-
anymore.
You can skip over a long rest and take exhaustion if you want to do that to read your book.
What if I took a short rest?
Since
Or
the
short
entire
rest.
the short rest will since everyone else is treating this as a long rest, this is going to be a long rest. You can take a short rest and regain anything you would regain in a short rest, but
But I would still take like the exhaustion.
you would take yes.
Okay.
Best to just treat it as a long rest, do your 2 hours of reading, and spend like the 5 minutes it takes to pick up wood on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking. I mean, I was only considering like the short rest thing because like aside from the exhaustion thing, I don't need to take a long rest for anything, but I'd rather not deal with the
You-
exhaustion thing.
Yeah. Also, Moth.
Mm.
If the compartments like, I imagine Virgil and Mithril do the military back-to-back thing.
Yes.
When you're like when you're sleeping in unfamiliar, very weary circumstances. It's just back-to-back military rest.
Just bros being bros.
Just bros being bros.
I commanded Kazan to follow the carriage.
Okay. I mean, Kazan can fit in the carriage.
I don't want him. I want him at
Okay.
back.
David is fucking up a little bit.
Everyone deserves
Yeah.
as much room as they can get.
Is my
Oh,
mic
fuck!
fucking
You know
up
what
again?
would have been? You know what would have been sick?
What?
Fucking Valenta's mask on Kazan.
Yeah.
Do it
That would
now.
have been fucking sick.
Here, let me go ahead and notate this long rest then.
Yeah, go ahead and long rest. I will say, don't level up now, but at the end of session, you guys can level up. Just in case I forget to say that.
Yeah.
I want to specify for flavor that when Min takes their long rest, and also probably for the reading,
Stay on top of the carriage.
Min would be on top of the carriage.
Love that.
Okay. Yes.
Should I wait to add my instrument of bard since that's gonna have me mess with spells too?
Yeah, if you want to, because I need to talk to you about one of those spells. Okay. But yeah, so you guys get to the wizard's tower, fully long rested. Let me respond to actually send something.
Yay. Yay.
Alright, we can't do that anymore.
You get us all on the same fucking channel and we all collectively lose a couple IQ points.
I'm gonna be real. When you guys were talking about the spies for the past 2 weeks, I kept messaging Meg and going, "What happened to my friends? I know they're smart. Why did they lose all their brain cells? Because the conclusions you guys were drawing made no fucking sense."
Like, they make sense outside of the scope of what's happening.
Oh, for finding out who the spy was?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you guys were talking.
That's why I was like, I don't think we're making the right choice. Like, I sat there and I was like, this doesn't feel right. This feels wrong. Hey, Void!
Oh boy, I can't wait to get my 6th level feature that's gonna cause Vile to look at Virgil and go, oh, so you did get your soul stealing, and now you're stealing other people's souls now. I get it.
Snatched.
Die, monster. You don't belong in this world.
Okay,
Once
you guys get to the wizard's tower and you dropped off, let me be clear, you come out with all the same NPCs you walked in with, so Irina is still with you guys for the time being.
Oh, yay. I'm glad she managed to stay with us this whole time.
Ez is also with you guys.
Yay!
What do you guys immediately want to pack up and go to Kurzek? Are you guys chilling? Are there things that you guys want to do at the wizard's tower? What is the plan now, basically?
The wizards.
Good question. And, you know, good questions deserve good answers.
Well, I mean, we investigated the wizard's tower pretty well. Do we want to does the party want to discuss anything while we're like in neutral ground?
Safe ground.
Did our cart driver leave?
Unless you so Rahadin probably left unless you guys were like, wait, something.
Waiting to ask him something.
I would say
Yeah.
Rahadin would have just, or I would say Virgil would have just been given like Rahadin like a solid like goodbye. It was cool to meet you because Rahadin was the only one of Ravenloft that he was just like cool, and it's probably for racist reasons. I'm gonna be real. It's probably just because he was an elf that Virgil was like, I feel better. But,
Fucking racist.
Yeah. Look,
what is there a reason why the carriage? Presumably the carriage left you unless you have something you wanna.
No, I was just asking to make sure that it left.
Yes. At this point, that it has left. So you guys are essentially in neutral ground.
I want to say
Now that the
Faust
square is gone.
Faust is circling the tower, like spotlight, just like running constant recon.
Looking
That's
for
about
anything
it.
specific.
Anybody following us? Any other spies that we don't know?
Don't know.
Didn't know about prior following us, or like
Okay.
more of what can like just generally watching out for anything following us, good or bad.
Okay. Roll me a perception check for Foss. What is other... What is the plan? I'm asking. Do we have things to discuss as a party?
That's what I was asking. If anyone wanted to talk about anything, speak now or forever hold your fucking peace.
That's the
Kyle?
wizard.
Wow.
Wizard
Uh,
count.
Vile is actually going to cast message at Mithril.
Ooh.
Thing.
So I will send that as a message to you so that you can.
That's nightmarish. Thanks.
Yo, who, bro?
Bro, what the fuck?
Oh.
What the fuck? Beans. What the fuck?
Well, yeah.
Beans.
Beans.
Burns.
Esmeralda's checking over her carriage, by the way, when you guys get back.
I guess Virgil would ask Esmeralda if she's planning on leaving or if she's just going in the same direction we are now.
Like, well, what direction are you guys heading?
It's a good question, actually.
Where are we going?
Once
I
you
mean-
figure that out, I can give you it.
Good to know. Good. Cool.
Good.
Good.
I mean, I think obviously we would have something to talk about with the whole party of like, hey, where the fuck are we going?
Yes, there is that.
I'm like, I
Uh.
feel like that's very important.
When we're done messaging each other, screenshot. Are you gonna roll me a perception check for fun?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Roll
I was
your
looking
eyes.
for his stat. I was looking for his stat.
Okay,
Got chapstick.
Sorry, it was taking me a moment.
that's
I
okay.
apologize. Come on, where's
Eyes
my
emoji.
hat?
Mithril distinctly turns their head and looks at Vile. They don't say anything.
Vile's just like
back a
staring
little
dead at Mithril.
Mithril nods. Huh. Okay.
13?
13. Okay. One of you send me whatever just happened between File and Mithril. Virgil, I'm going to assume that you guys are at the Wizard's Tower for an hour or two, like figuring out what you're doing next.
Yeah.
About an hour after you arrive, like, there was, like, nobody in the forest. Ivana and Hans have made it back to their post following you guys.
They move quick.
Yeah. They're back in normal uniforms.
Cool.
But yeah, they're back. You don't notice any other spots.
I want to talk to Irina.
Okay.
I'm gonna talk to the fucking wet paper bag.
Is she like vibing? Does she? What?
She's
what's
fine.
happening?
She's kind of like Esmeralda's like checking over her carriage, and Irina has kind of attached to Esmeralda, of just like watching, kind of talking. You know.
Mithril will walk over and kind of wait to be acknowledged.
She gives you like a wave and a nod, kind of like, do you need something? Not like mean, do you need something? Polite, do you need something?
What do you want, Marshmallow?
I know that being in that place must have been very stressful for you, and I just wanted to come and check in.
Yeah, I'm not doing great, but we all made it out, so...
Well, I did say
Fine,
I'd make
not
sure you'd
fine.
make it out safe, didn't I?
Yeah.
And if you ever need to just talk to someone or just want to scream, I'm here. I'm happy to listen.
Thank you, Mithril.
Do you ladies need any help packing the carriage?
Ez is like, no, I was just making sure nothing got stolen. This is the first time you're like really seeing inside her carriage, and she's got like a bunch of fucking weapons in there.
Okay,
I
queen.
want
Like-
to say,
What kind
I
of
want to say
weapons we
Virgil
talking
was
about?
eyes emoji if he's nearby and sees that. He's just like, he likes weapons.
You like
Yeah,
It's just
there's
like eyes emoji weapons, you say?
weapons. Yeah, she has a bunch of like various types of weapons. She also has some wooden stakes. She has a few different things. Some of the shit is in boxes you can't see, but yeah, it looks like some things are made for easy access. I don't have anything super specific in her carriage.
If
I'm
I
sorry.
look over Irina, does she still have the good luck charm that me and Vile? The
Oh,
little son?
yes. Yes, she does
Okay.
still have that.
Good.
Well,
Pucker.
if you guys need anything, I'll be over there, okay? I'm gonna check in with the rest of the party and see where we need to head next, and no matter what, we'll get you to Kurzak, okay?
Esmeralda gives you a thumbs up. Irina gives you a nod.
Irina gives you a
Just-
thumbs down.
Irina gives you a thumbs down. Yeah. So yeah, what are we talking about in the party?
I mean, you know how you posted that image of this is what Vile sits like?
Yeah.
Yeah, Vile is sitting like that and like stabbing a knife into the ground and just like drawing pictures in the ground.
Okay.
I love that.
We love Vile.
Love
One of
Vile.
those pictures is of Virgil with X's in place of his eyes.
Could you imagine?
Is there anything specific Vile is drawing?
No, you know, just like hearts and stuff, you know, a nice
Okay.
little face, little vampire fangs on it, maybe. Who knows?
Stabs it like 7 times, you know.
I'm gonna like
Yeah.
I'd say
herd the party.
herd the cats.
We're hurting the party.
I'd say Virgil's already just been with Mithril.
Virgil's like, I'm gonna follow you. You know what you're doing.
Virgil's like, you're also the only one I actually trust besides the robot.
You're the only shoulder I can lean on.
Shut
Hans
up.
isn't here.
Hans
Hans
isn't here,
isn't
therefore there
here.
is no shoulder for him to lean on. Keep up.
Anyway, herding cats.
Anyways, herding cats.
Maybe you've all been herded around Vile, so Vile can continue
Yeah, I'm gonna
drawing.
ask you all to like sit so we're not like looming over Vile, cause that feels rude. I know it's weird.
Virgil
Sitting
just
on the
kneels
ground.
on one knee.
Dylan,
Well,
what are we talking about?
I I know it's not my job to check in on everyone, but I feel like I owe it in a way to make sure you're all okay. I know that being in that castle wasn't exactly enjoyable for most of us, and I just wanted to see where all our heads were at.
On my shoulders, Mithril.
Man,
I can change that.
Would you like
Fuck.
your head removed and possibly cooked?
I can make that happen.
also. No, we're all silent. Awesome, thank you.
Virgil's
I see we're not amused.
Virgil's just like you know how I felt. I mean, I'm doing okay now, but it's the further away from that kind of thing we get, the better. So
And
I mean, Men's doing all right. I mean, aside from like the Strahd's bedroom fiasco.
And Vile, I know you don't talk about your feelings often, and I'm sure you don't often feel as though you can trust us considering the events of the past, but are you okay?
I talk about my feelings all the time, and I don't know what events would make me not trust you guys.
Well,
Threat.
I mean, obviously
Do you have an event that you think may make me not trust you, Mithra?
Well, considering your opinions towards vampires and our continued associations with them due to a need for safety, I could see why you may not be the greatest fan of our current situation.
I understand that going to Strahd's castle wasn't any of our specific choices. I don't blame you for that.
Well, I just worry that some of us may not be doing as well as we let on.
Yeah, Virgil and you seem like you were really sad at points during that.
Um, Places like that remind people of their pasts in ways we may not want to recollect, but I think as Virgil said, the further we get away, the better, and I was wondering, where do we all want to go next? I know we need to take Irina to Kurzek, but is there anything else we may need to do?
Min certainly doesn't have anything they can think of.
I would like to look into the woods around here.
Mineral nods.
And would you prefer to do that alone, or can we send someone with you just in case?
Why would I want to do that alone? Last time I went into the woods alone, I almost died.
Well, I know
I
that
want to go with the robot.
I know that some people like to keep their interests a bit closer to the heart, but if you'd like us all to go with you, we definitely can.
Can come with. We can do it after we take Irina there. You just asked if there was anything we wanted to do, and I want to look in the forest.
Okay, yeah, we can definitely do that. Does anyone else have anything they need to do?
Speak now, you fucks.
I already said I don't.
Okay, well,
Min doesn't
there are
have
two other
anything.
fucks.
Well,
Virgil.
I'm used to having to defend myself.
Virgil is just like. I think that we should get Irina to Kurzek, whatever. Fucking I'm gonna me alone.
No.
And spend a little bit of time there before we try and figure out what else to do beyond what Vile wishes to do. That would give us some time to, I don't know, sort of decompress in a way.
Nods. Looks at the clown.
Yeah, I'm okay with that too.
Well, I guess since we're all in agreement, why don't we prepare to go, and I'll make sure the carriage is all ready and we can head out as soon as possible.
Sorry, I was prepping something else. What the fuck are you
Also,
guys
though,
doing now?
We're
Kurzek.
going to Kurzek, and then
We're going to
once
Kurzak. Okay.
we've Irina's all safe and sound, Vile wants to explore the woods here.
Okay.
So we can then go and immediately die.
Yeah,
Yeah, see?
Hmm.
yeah, bitch.
Virgil, were
know.
you going to say something
Oh,
else?
no, I was gonna say something. I was just gonna be like,
Oh.
Virgil almost asked a really dumb question of Ez and was just like, hey, can I have one of those steaks for reasons? And then I was just like, everybody would look at Virgil and go, you literally have ranged steaks.
Yeah.
You fucking idiot. You have a crossbow.
You fucking idiot.
You have steak, but from way over there.
Yeah, basically. It's like, you literally have gun. What do you mean?
Okay, where is everybody as we're prepping to leave? Mithril's going over to help with the carriage.
Virgil's also going over to help with the carriage.
Okay.
We're gonna hang out with
Virgil's like, I have emotional support marshmallow now.
Emotional support marshmallow.
Min, where are you?
I'd say Min would probably also be helping out with the carriage.
Okay. Vile, where are you hanging out?
Oh, I'm staying on the floor drawing.
Okay. Will you roll me a perception check?
Me?
Yes, you.
We're all finna die.
Me?
18!
Little me?
Okay.
You see the arrow just before it impacts.
Yeah.
You're
You
just
watch
thinking
as
the same thing. You see the crossbow bolt flying out from the woods, aimed directly for your head.
Honestly, I'd accept it.
Worth it.
Worth it. Do it for the meme.
Vile just opens up their arms and accepts it. Like,
Vile's just
alright.
like, finally escape.
Virgil will have his conversation with Mithril when they're,
Alone.
yeah. Also in like an actual place with people, possibly.
Nah,
That
fuck
isn't
people.
a crumbling wizard's tower.
Right.
What, do you not like the aesthetic of crumbling
You
with
sneeze
Crumbling.
hard enough and the entire building like fucking drops. What do you mean?
Home can be a crumbling wizard tower.
No.
What are you talking about? Min has totally climbed that tower like 7 times already.
Yeah, but
I'm
you
trying to
weigh
see
as much
the
as a
longest
sack of
man.
flour.
Is that Bella?
Actually, Min weighs more than Virgil does. What are you talking about?
Yeah, as much as a sack of flour.
Man weighs like 123 pounds.
I can live
Not the. Well, you're a fucking paladin. Of course you can.
Pretty
I
sure
think
Bella.
I'm pretty sure
Mithril
Moth
can probably pick up
physically-
everybody.
Yeah, Mithril can pick up
Probably
everyone
a
except
couple
for
of us
Vile.
2 at a time.
I'd actually have to try with Vile.
lift with your
Vile is
knees.
small, but Vile is very dense. Kind of like tungsten, you know?
Yeah, literally.
No, don't lift with your knees. Lift with your back.
I
Back's the
have an
strongest muscle in the body.
astigmatism when this is true.
Yeah, it is. That tracks.
So
Hold on. Sin is doing something.
What are you talking about? Astigmatism?
While Sin's doing that, I'll be right back.
Okay.
cookie. Hey, do y'all want to see something awful now?
Not really.
Too bad.
I want to see.
Oh,
Oh.
no, yeah, that's absolutely.
You've chosen death.
Yeah.
I hate that.
That's as far as
I
we
would
can
continue. Yeah, I would continue, but
go. Oh my, that's as far as we can go. Unfortunately.
Sonny, you are correct. That is exactly what people with astigmatism driving at night be like.
Yes, I know. For I am one of them.
There are 3 of us. Thankfully, it's only a slight astigmatism. Otherwise,
You
I might
didn't
just
roll
die.
20?
It is in roll 20.
Yikes.
I made it. I just put it in roll 20. So
That's pretty cringe, bruh.
there you go. I'm gonna put that here. No. Go in. Thank you.
Go in. Fucking go in.
Go in, you fucking fuck.
honor the human equivalent of a Honda Accord.
That one get you, bud.
Hopefully it should be there now.
Yep.
Cool.
And thinks taking off your bra is adequate foreplay. The human equivalent of a Honda Accord. Does anybody actually have toast as their favorite food?
No, but sometimes I really fucking want toast. Like it's like
Same.
2 a.m. and I'm like, the
think
only
that's-
food that matters right now is
Bro,
toast.
a really good, like buttered piece of toast with a little bit of peanut butter
Yeah.
on there too.
We're talking about toast.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
leaving again.
No.
Okay, fine.
Come back, we're ready.
Get some goddamn butter and brioche.
Okay.
I just prefer
Who
butter
wants to
on my
make me
fries.
random encounters checks?
Rude.
I'll do it.
Okay.
What am I rolling? 20?
Flat 20.
Just roll me a d20.
16.
Ah,
The
16. How lucky of you. Instant death.
Instant death.
instant death. No. It is way too quiet in the forest as you're traveling.
Oh, the last time this happened, I think the tree started moving.
Faust doing sonar. No, he's doing recon, Bob. He's UAVing the bitch.
Yeah.
We got any pings on the radar?
Ally UAV in the air.
Let's go here.
Enemy AC 130 above.
Whoops. There we go. Whoops. As far as
That's-
Foss can see, I mean, you know Ivana and Hans are there.
Tactical nuke inbound.
Yeah, Faust is just looking for utter shit.
There is no other. I will say sometimes when you're doing stuff like that, you see other spies in the forest. You don't see any.
There are
Mm.
It's just the two of them.
It's just Hans and Ivana.
I can come to a rapid conclusion about what happened to the other ones, can't you? Anyways.
And the rules.
I'm guessing they don't have anywhere to sleep anymore.
But yeah, you guys get to this bridge. Let me see what the bridge is.
Is there a troll in it?
Urge.
No.
Damn.
You gotta pay a troll toll if you want to make it into that boy's hole.
What?
Like any of what you just said, Devin.
I love that me and Devin have the same thought process.
My brain started melting when the both of them said, like, same word and then completely different thing and then same word. And my brain felt like I was going insane. My
That shit is
brain,
not
went full,
artificial.
my brain went full screaming gerbil in the corner mode.
I think we just watched the vocal equivalent of like a cup of water being poured out, split into two separate quantities of water, and then rejoining as a puddle on the floor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, you put us all in the same room. Just loses multiple brain cells.
It doesn't
Me-
help that I'm fucking exhausted today.
IQ points drop into the fucking single digits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys get to this crossroad with a little bridge on it, which is fun.
Fun
You
little
see
bridge.
a weather-worn signpost next to the road. 3 arms of the sign point along 3 branches of the road. The arm pointing north reads Kurzek, and through the woods you can see an arching stone bridge spanning a river. The arm pointing east reads Valaki, and the road slopes gradually in that direction. The arm pointing southwest reads Wizards of the Wines. The road slopes gently downward in that direction. Someone roll me a random encounter check.
I got it.
Cool.
Also, can I just say my brain broke for a second,
No,
and
guy.
I heard weather warning sign instead of weather warn, and I thought it was just one of those caution bridge maybe icy.
Bridge made me ice.
Bridge may
I love
ice in
that.
cold weather.
So yeah, everything around you continues to be a little too quiet.
Hmm.
Also, can I just say Wizards of the Wine?
Wizard of the Wines,
Wizards of
yeah.
the Coast.
Also, Sunny, I'm gonna text you something about what Foss is doing.
Yay! See, I love fucking running UAV reconnaissance everywhere I go.
It's
Always
nothing
give-
interesting,
No,
but it
but
is
I
something.
still get something, and that's fun to me.
So how about them sports teams, huh?
I assume you guys are going to Kurzak.
Look, all I know is Nebraska lost the other day, and I was entirely too pleased about it. Not because I care about sports, but because my godmother is from Nebraska, and I fuck with her all the time. Granted, the team they lost to was Ohio, so that's even more disappointing.
Ew, Ohio.
Imagine
feel like
paying
Ohio.
any attention
Just
to
went into a
sports.
fugue state. Yeah, I heard sports and I was like, yeah, those are state names, I think. Maybe.
I also didn't hear the sport, so I just heard the state names.
That,
Yeah,
that
guys,
was the joke.
I love
Yeah.
the sports balls.
The sports
Because
games.
I didn't specify a sport.
You didn't specify a sport, but my brain remembered the last game I heard about, and that's what I went for.
I love
And
it
I'm
here.
just saying,
I
once
think
we
it was football.
Ew.
I know, right?
once we
Ohio has a
drop
football
off
team?
Yeah.
You mean Concussion Simulator?
I just don't think anything comes out of Ohio, so
I love football players because they're big and stupid.
the only person I know who came out of Ohio was kind of
That's
a dick at my
profiling,
school.
Listen, as someone who has played
you're not
football,
wrong,
I'm
but-
big and stupid.
Speaking from experience.
You're not wrong, but that's definitely profiling.
It was an interesting void, but I love that. Just saying.
Did we say what was to the south? Like this way?
It's Velaki, Kurzak, and Wizards of the Wine. Which is impossible for me to say.
Windsors.
So this path doesn't go anywhere.
I can tell you where this is the path that goes to Wizards. Wait, no, hold on. Which path? Where
way.
is the signpost? That makes no sense.
this looks like a vineyard over here.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, but is it
that
this?
isn't very
Wait,
south. It's more like
which? Hold on, I need to go see what letter.
Well, this path was described as southwest. I was asking about this one because I didn't think this one was mentioned.
Let me look. Okay, no. Wizards of the Wines. Velaki, Kurzak. This doesn't lead anywhere.
Yeah, it
Okay.
didn't mention this one because the sign's like here.
Yeah.
The sign's like here. Yeah, I guess it's right here because this is where the marker is on my map.
okay. Anyway,
you
can
can't
we
see
just
that.
like head
Anyway,
to where we're going?
Yes. Yes. Let me tell you how long it is taking.
Look, people didn't keep asking questions when we've already determined where we're going.
Sorry, I was also not super clear.
Excuse
I don't
me
fucking
for
care.
being curious about the world.
It
Why
takes
don't you
about
I have
make,
a
like,
lust
min?
for life.
Anyways,
4 hours total for you to get to Kurzak. Before we get to Kurzak, I need one more random encounter check.
wow.
Okay.
Well,
It
Oh,
continues.
shit.
me
It
not starting
continues
dying.
to be way too quiet.
Instant death.
So yes, you guys get to Kurzak. Let me flip to that part of the book because I have to flip to the back to do so. So give me just a moment.
I love that the ambiance I had was like the ambiance music I had on for Curse of Strahd was one that like Moth, you know in Scary Godmother how they had the fucking slide whistle like woo
Yeah.
shit? Yeah, that's what was that was part of the ambience for this song I was playing.
Where the fuck is Kurzak in
It's
this
just
book?
woo, 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 woo.
Here it
I was
is.
totally expecting when you said you had to go to the back of the book, I was totally expecting to just hear the sound of like 300 pages flip over.
No, unfortunately, I just have a PDF. Okay. Good. Let me move you guys to a Kurzak map. Where is
Yay.
Kurzak?
We died the instant we walk in. The people of
By the way,
Velaki
I
are
just
here.
want to say that this is farther back in the book than this. Even though any normal party is going to probably hit this before they hit that.
No.
No.
Why is it not in order?
By the way, my new
Anyway.
favorite thing.
I like that.
Where's a
It's
Chris?
like an old second edition cover, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. I should draw the party
Who's
like
that?
that.
Oh my god.
Where's Chris at? Where's Chris at? There it is.
I think that would look fucking sick, man.
They're all men.
on.
How very misogynistic of them.
Hello.
Just like a real comic book.
Can you guys see a map?
The archer is a woman.
Yes,
Is
I
it?
can see the
Yeah.
map.
Yeah,
Okay.
Looks
Cool.
like a man.
she has tits.
We are starting over here.
Cool.
And
Where is
let
it?
me
Oh,
here.
big. Oh, over there. I was
map.
I love,
in the
I
fucking.
love,
Sorry.
sorry, I love parapets, dude.
Yeah, they're
Let
cute.
me.
Listen, I'm
I'm
just
just
saying,
gonna
once we drop off the napkin, I vote we take a team building trip over to Wizards of Wine.
Yeah, who wants to get
Okay.
The
drowned?
napkin.
Let me read this. The road branches north and climbs a rocky escarpment? What is that word? Escape.
Escapement.
Escapement. It has an R in it though.
It's in escarpment.
Escarpment.
Escarpment, ending at a gatehouse built into a 20-foot high wall of stone reinforced with buttresses every 50 feet or so. The wall encloses a settlement on the side of a snow-dusted mountain spur. Beyond the wall, you see the tops of snow-covered pines and thin white wisps of smoke. The somber toll of a bell comes from a stone abbey that clings to the mountainside high above the settlement. The steady chime is inviting, a welcome change from the deathly silence and oppressive fog to which you have grown accustomed. It is hard to tell at this distance, but there seems to be a switchback road clinging to the cliffs that lead up from the walled settlements to the abbey.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Cool.
that's what you see.
It's a monastery.
I assume you guys are going up to the gates.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Actually, I vote we turn around and go back the way we came.
No.
Yeah, I think we just take her home. She needs to
Silence
see her dad's
throw.
grave again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's remind her of her dead
Let's just
father.
take her back to Strahd's. Fuck it.
Yeah, why
Yeah,
not?
fuck it. Fuck this lady. Get her out of here.
Go ask how her brother's doing. You know, go
You mean
go meet
Strahd?
up with
Her
the.
brother is Strahd.
Yeah, her brother's Strahd.
Oh, you're right. Go
What's-
see how the
Kill
church
us,
priest is
dude.
doing.
Anyways, we're
Ask
at the
how his
gates.
son's doing.
The air grows colder as you approach the walled settlement. Two square towers with peaked roofs flank a stone archway into which is set a pair of 12-foot tall, iron-bound wooden doors. Carved into the arch above the door is the name Kurzak. The walls that extend from the gatehouse are 20 feet high. Atop the parapet, you see four figures wearing fur hats and clutching spears. They watch you nervously. The gates in front of you are closed and locked.
I take it they don't want visitors.
Yeah, Vile's gonna wave at the guys on top of the gate. Like,
Okay.
wildly wave.
Okay. Let me see whether they come. What? I don't. Sorry, they have a segment in this book that I don't know when it would come up. But.
They just see a party of freaks coming up.
Yeah, so are you guys like. Are you just waving?
Virgil's like, this is my time.
Yeah, I would get out of the carriage and circle to the front.
Yeah,
Okay.
so would Virgil.
So, let me see. I actually don't say there's a guard by the gate, but there should be. There is a guard by the
There
gate,
is now.
even there is now. So yeah, actually, I'll say someone from one of the towers comes down to like greet you guys, and like they're on the other side of the gate. You can like kind of see them through like a little crack, and they're like, "Who are you? What is your business here?"
I suppose the question is, they wouldn't know who Irina is, would they?
No, Kurzek was just,
one of
they know
those
there is an abbey
monasteries.
that could
It's one of
protect.
those monasteries. Okay. Virgil step forward, being the most normal out of the bunch, obviously.
If you say so.
Who's got a 12-foot bushy tail?
Anyway,
Anyways, Virgil's just like, hello. I am, you won't know who I am, but I'm, Lord Virgil. I'm escorting my, my motley crew here for protection within the monastery. More specifically, one of my compatriots. And I was wondering if we could have entry.
he like looks at you and goes, "Let me go get the Burgmeister. Please wait outside the gates."
Yeah, understood.
And you
Yes.
see him walk off.
Burgmeister,
Please,
we
go
about to
get the-
have a cookout.
Yeah,
Go get the
Viles-
Burgermaster.
Vile's gonna lean over to Irina and just be like, I thought Ishmark was the burger man.
Is that today's quote?
Yes.
It is now.
The burger.
Irina looks over at you, Vile. There's a Burgmeister for every town.
What is a
So,
Burgermeister?
Burgmeister.
What is the
They're,
Burgermeister?
they're just someone who, like, governs the town.
Oh, that's like the guy that Mithril. That's like the guy that Mithril got killed in the other town.
Yes, he was a baron.
Who is this master of burgers?
It's like,
Yeah,
yes,
Vile-
he serves the same function.
Vile's just gonna
They
nod.
don't
They're
serve
like,
it now.
okay, I get it now.
He don't serve that purpose now.
You don't serve
But
nothing
also,
now.
but also, hey, can we come into the place?
Yeah, that's why Vile kind of quieted down a little bit on that second part.
Virgil just
So-
sitting here like, I'm Lord Virgil. And they're like, I've never heard of a fucking noble like you. Get the fuck out
Yeah.
of here, you goddamn knife here.
Get out of here, you fucking weirdo.
Literally, I wasn't gonna say it, but you're like, I'm the most normal, and I'm like, not to them, you're not. None of these people except Bello is normal.
That's the worst part.
Bello. I will say, Bello, you have never been inside Kurzak.
I wonder why.
You have never been inside here.
Oh, gee,
Uh,
can't possibly begin to even guess why they wouldn't let the
Okay,
fucking
so the
7-foot
Burgmeister-
clown in.
Yes, I'm reading over his slang once more just in case.
You racist?
What is the difference between a Burgmeister and a Baron?
Yes.
Power.
Status.
Yeah.
Status?
Uh,
Which
One
a
of
is
them
a
baron.
eats
baron.
a lot of meat.
A baron is more like a feudal lord or closer to royalty, whereas a Bergmeister is more just like a mayor.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just wondering because in Valaki he is specifically a Baron.
It's like
So-
it's like if your local sheriff got elected as governor.
Okay. So after a few minutes, I don't know if everyone else is like crowding around Virgil to see.
I would say the
Or
only
not.
person that Virgil would want up there is Mithril and Irina.
Mithril's already
Mithril,
out,
yeah.
so we're good.
Yeah, I'd say
Okay.
the only other person he would probably have come up here is Irina.
I mean,
Okay.
Min's just
If
chilling on top of
Irina's
the
up there,
carriage.
Vile would go with.
Okay.
Virgil
This
is
reminds-
Whether or not
specifically
Virgil
Virgil is
wants.
specifically requesting that the clown and the squirrel stay back so as to not crowd the fucking door.
With a bunch
Sit-
of
sit on
weirdos.
carriage, jeez.
I would also like to say that the Bergmeister question made me remember that I had a joke character at some point named Lord Baron Bergmeister.
God, that's so good.
Right.
Anyways,
So this is Burgomaster Dmitry Kurzakov.
Karazakov.
Kurzakov. Kurzak with OV at the end.
There's a call.
Kurzakov. I hate every name in this book, my god.
Karazakov.
European names, yes.
And he like introduces himself and he is like, tell me why you would like entry into Kozak.
Um,
Guard
I have
couldn't
a
really
question, Moth. How does one fucking address a Bergmeister? What the fuck are you, sir? Lord? Sir?
Lord?
Man?
Sir, it
Lord?
would be
Citizen,
sir.
bitch.
Sir? Okay.
Sir?
I think, yeah, Virgil's like, yeah, we're here simply to seek protection within the walls of your abbey, sir.
He like looks at you, like he looks as much as he can. He's not coming past the gate, so to be clear. He's like looking at Irina and Mithril and you and Vile a little bit behind, and is like, I apologize, but I cannot let people into my town without knowing that they are trustworthy.
How trustworthy does one have to be if one of them is being actively pursued by Strahd?
We have concerns about anyone claiming to be in danger from Strahd. Unfortunately, um,
Now
I,
we're even
I
less
hope
likely to let them in.
I hope you can be safe, but I cannot let you in at the moment.
Could you
We have
let
a
one of
picture
us in?
Irina?
Sorry, people spoke at once.
Vile.
Oh
Viola,
yeah,
did-
Vile just kind of like piped up from the back, just like, could you let one of us in?
Well, which one?
I think Virgil would defer to Irina and, like,
Yeah,
motion for her
Vile.
to go up and speak to
Okay.
the Bergmeister.
Vile would also motion to Irina, like, look, she's the normal one. Vile wouldn't
She's
say
the
that,
normal
but
one.
She's familiar.
yeah,
But yeah,
the
she's
normal one wants to come in. The rest of us don't need to.
okay. You see her like move closer and talk quietly with the Burgermeister for like a couple minutes. And then she like turns to you guys and is like, he said he will let me in as long as I can they can confirm that I'm not a vampire and I have no weapons. Basically like she doesn't have any weapons already, but she's just like, I just need to go through my stuff and make sure I have nothing that's deemed dangerous and show them that I'm not a vampire. And they'll let me in, but you guys have to back off from the gates. I have to go in by myself. Like, you can't be close enough to the gates that you could rush the gates,
Attack.
essentially. Yeah.
Virgil's like,
Yeah.
okay, that makes sense.
Um. So are you guys cool with that? You're gonna just
No.
drop her off? No?
No.
Yeah, Vile's also kind of like, Vile
Uh,
suggested letting one in, but the second it was an option, they're like, oh, I don't know about that actually.
Mithril's going to step forward. And, what does one have to do to confirm trustworthiness? Because, well, I don't know if someone such as myself who has the power to, disable vampires at will, is particularly someone that Strahd would really want around. And, well, my party, if they were all vampires, they would want to be as far away from me as possible.
Mithril
You-
can glow with the light of God.
You guys are saying all of this to him. He does not look very impressed. He's like, it's very nice you can glow. However, if you wanted to prove your trustworthiness more than just Irina, we have been missing a shipment of wine. And if you guys were able to go do that, I would be happy to host all of you inside my town. However, at the moment, I'm only willing to let Irina in under the agreement we made.
That sounds exactly like the kind of thing a snubby
I
Noel
want to
would.
see that I want to say that Virgil's like standing close enough to Mithril that Mithril can just hear Virgil just go, and you call yourself a protector of men, huh? Basically, he's like fucking. He's like, are you fucking shitting me? You're only gonna let people come in if we do something for you. You're a fucking worthless piece of noble, aren't you?
Okay, but to be fair, he's probably on edge because they are missing their wine.
Oh,
They're missing their wine, and also this is
That's even better.
trying to
Bergmeister
be.
is a fucking lush.
fucking wino.
I will say, like, you guys are talking to him. He looks like something is bothering him, but he's very much putting on a face. Like, I have to do my Bergmeister duties. So, he is doing that.
Would I be able to? I mean, Vile is not very insightful, but
That's
would I be able to
I was
roll an
considering that.
insight
Yeah, I was gonna
to
ask.
see
Can I also
if
check to see if he's
Yeah,
fucking...
people
What's
who
all
are near the
insight?
gate can roll an insight check if they want.
Oh, well, I'm not near the gate.
Yes.
I burned my 120 of the game.
19.
18?
Okay, Virgil
I will
and Vile.
say
Hmm?
specifically, I am looking to see if he is like upset about something like dangerous inside the walls.
I'd say
No,
Virgil's just doing the same thing. Sorry.
he looks like he is in some sort of mourning process.
Okay.
Somebody
He looks
died.
upset. He's like holding himself together, but also he's wearing all black. And you can kind of tell he hasn't really been sleeping. He's
Oh,
probably been really
distinctly
upset.
grieving clothes. I get it.
Yes. But he's just like, I'm very sorry, unless you would. Either we can let your friend in under the conditions, or if you guys would like to go confirm our shipment of wine that was supposed to be here a few days ago, and you all can come in once you have escorted that back.
Is that from the wine wizard place?
Wizards of the Wine, yes.
Yeah, Vile's gonna lean in closer to Mithril and just be like, I think Bello really wanted to go there, so we could do it anyways.
Mithril nods and looks back up at the Bergmeister. And how can we be certain that our friend will be guaranteed safety within your walls? As you may understand, being travelers within this land and also obviously being foreign, we may have a bit of apprehension.
He is like, yes, I understand. You don't need to tell me twice. However, we are very careful inside our walls. There are very few people inside the city, and I can promise her guard escorts up to the Abbey, which is where she would like to go. We will do our best to protect her.
Can I just say, how safe can this place be? The walls ain't even go all the way around.
I'm
Do the best I can.
I'm gonna
I was
turn.
I will
looking
say
at that.
some of this is up on a mountain. It's not super clear, but this is like up on a mountain thing. So this like comes up until like
It's not exactly easy terrain.
yeah, this isn't flat plains. This is
It's on
Like-
it's on a very steep hill.
yes.
I am going to turn to Irina and ask her, do you feel comfortable being here alone?
Well, more comfortable alone in there than alone out here.
But should we leave you here? I'd be worried if you were here alone and we didn't make sure it was safe for you.
Is it any safer for me to continue traveling with you guys? It doesn't
Of
seem like
course
Strahd likes
it
you
is.
very much either.
Yeah, but what are the chances that he calls us to twice, you know? I mean, what are the chances?
He's just like
Yeah. Mithril's going to turn to Virgil. I know that it's probably asking a lot, but could you maybe leave Faust with Irina so that if anything happens, at least we'll know?
When you say that, you see a slight depression on the side of his cloak. And, he walks over to Irina and extends out his hand. And Faust, like, you see a shimmer of invisibility come off Faust, and then he, like, morphs back into a spider.
little baby.
And he like extends his hand out to Irina and goes, "Would you be okay if we left Faust with you, just so we would know if anything happened, or you could speak to Faust and we would know? He can be invisible, so there's no worry about being caught with him. But the smaller he is, the easier it is to conceal."
He doesn't look super happy about him being a spider, I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah, I was
She's
about
like,
to say, Irene would just be like, ew, I don't want your spider.
she accepts
He
the
can be a
offer.
rat.
A rat would be fine.
Little
Okay.
rat,
She'd
little
be
rat
cool with a rat.
boy.
Okay, so he morphs into an albino rat.
I love him. But yeah, she will take Foss. She really appreciates what you guys are doing. She doesn't. She's like, I don't know what to say. Like, but thanks. But you guys are going to let Irina go in with Faust. Faust. Okay. And is this going to be a permanent arrangement, Virgil? Or until stated otherwise, Faust is with Irina?
Until I either decide that Faust needs to be summoned back with us, or until we get
Mhm.
back, yeah, Faust is staying with Irina.
Okay. Cool. Well then, Irina is going to take time to go through her bag just to make sure she doesn't have anything they think is going to like attack them or whatever. And then she is going to go inside Krzek. And you guys can now do. She like you have to stand like 60 feet or more away from the gate, and whatever. Like you have to do this thing so that they know you're not trying to attack. But basically, like Irina gets into Krzek safely. You guys can see that there are 4 guards waiting to meet her at the gate, to like escort her up to the abbey. And yeah.
Well, I hope this doesn't go badly for her.
But at this point, it's not our problem.
She is no longer your problem.
Quite contrary, it literally is our problem, considering my bird is with her.
My
Don't worry,
boy.
if
I was
things
gonna
go
say
wrong
it's
for her,
always still our
we'll just have
problem.
Mithril start another revolution.
Oh, great.
Right. Perfect.
How many
So we're
cities
just
can
gonna
I
go.
burn?
So we're just gonna go do like the Wizards of the Wine thing, or
Wine time.
Yeah, I
wine
guess
time.
now the question is, you've delivered Irina. Where do y'all want to go?
I guess it'd make the most sense to go to the winery, right?
Is your goal to do the winery and then bring it back to Krzek or Velaki? Because you guys also know that they are missing Wine Bear.
Nah, fuck Velaki.
Yeah, I
Velaki's
don't think
gone,
we'd be
bro.
bringing it back to Velaki, but
Dude,
yeah,
Velaki's gone, bro. I think we're just gonna bring it back
Well,
to Krzak.
Hold on. Now, the Baron's probably dead, so the people there probably like me.
yeah, but
Yeah, not
maybe we
only
give them a
that.
bit more time.
Not only that, but like they just got through a revolution. They're all probably parched. If we came in with like a fucking
Their fucking
massive
like
shipment of
savior
wine,
comes in with a big motherfucking kegger, bro.
You're right, you've convinced me. We should take as much wine as we can.
No,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
Job, bro.
The goal is now, right now, though, we are going to Wizards of the Wine.
Yeah, Wizards of
Yes.
the Coast. It's
Yes.
time.
Okay.
I
It is
wanted
about.
to ask.
Yes.
So it was like going from the wizard tower to the monastery was like a
Yes.
4 hour carriage ride.
Yes.
Is it possible to say Min was reading during that time?
Yes, I will let you do that.
Okay.
That was 6 hours. Okay.
So I would figure Min would probably read on the way to the winery.
Yeah,
well.
I will say if you want to read while you guys are traveling, I will let you do that, but you are forfeiting perception check.
That's fine.
I figured that's fine, but I'm just letting you know what you're forfeiting. So yeah, are we going to? It is about 4 or 5 p.m., are you guys camping near the gates? Are you guys just gonna go traveling to Wizards of the Wine? What is the plan
So,
here?
I feel like
wait,
it would
how
make.
many hours is
What?
it to get to the wine? 4?
You aren't entirely sure.
It was how many
It
hours
would
to get from the tower to here?
4.
it
was
was well, it was yeah, it was 2 hours to get from Kurzek to the crossroads.
And then, okay. So,
And then you're
mean,
not sure how long it takes to get Wizards of the
at least 2 hours, that'd be 7 p.m.
Wine. Mhm.
I don't see any hurt in traveling through the night. I'm willing to forego a rest to take a watch.
Well, yeah, I will. Yeah, I will
We wouldn't
say
even be traveling through the night yet. We'd just be traveling into the evening.
Yeah.
into the.
And
Well, we don't know
Basically, I'm
how long it's
asking.
gonna take.
We could
Yeah.
just
That's
camp up
true.
wherever, man.
it'll
Yeah,
be
I say we go and
night
wherever-
by the time.
We
get to
could
the
also
wine.
like scout the place out at night once we get there.
Yeah, that's
Might
a
not
good
be a bad
idea.
idea.
Either way, we're gonna have to camp through the night.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
guess
say
I
we
was
head out.
I was basically asking, would you like to camp here, where you are near a town, or are you guys gonna camp wherever
I
you
feel like it would
decide?
make sense to just camp wherever we end up needing to camp instead of having a preset camp.
Yeah.
Because it's
That's
much
fine by
easier
me.
to be like, oh look, it's 9 p.m. Let's camp just outside of the vineyard, instead of oh shit, our fucking camp's all the way back at the fucking monastery. Guess we're walking 4 hours again.
I was just offering. I was just asking to figure out where you guys would be.
No, you're
Cool.
good. I was just trying to-
I am going to have someone then, as we wrap up that Kurzek, roll me a 1d10.
Okay.
Too
Cool.
late.
6. Cool.
Okay. Cool, I will
Interesting
keep that
go.
in mind.
Very middle of the road roll.
Very middle of the road roll.
So anyway,
Okay.
you find a Tarask.
That's right.
You find a Tarask in the middle of the road.
A handful
Yeah.
of ogres show up.
Are you guys doing any like talking or whatever? Like, are you guys talking to Esmeralda? I assume Min is going to be reading once more.
That was my plan, yeah.
Okay, I will keep track of that
I
then.
think Mithril would probably walk behind the carriage.
Okay. Yes.
Is Min sitting on top again, reading her book?
Always.
This is a soft covered carriage, so that might be a little bit dangerous.
Oh,
Well, then I guess
Maybe
not.
just sitting on the back.
Yeah, you can just sit on the back.
Or sit by
That's probably what.
Or
what-
sit by Ez.
I think Min would sit on the back.
What are you tracing? I'll tell you how long it takes in hours. But yeah, I guess I was just wondering if there's any specific conversations you guys are having now that you've left Irina, or like if you wanted to talk to Ez, or like what is going on as we travel. If there's nothing, that's fine.
Since I'm walking behind and Min is on the back, I'm gonna ask her about the book she's reading.
Min, it seems like you've gotten really into reading lately. What have you been looking into?
I'm reading the book that Strahd gave me.
Oh, I didn't realize that he gave you such an interesting book. What's it about?
It's got all these tips on how to get stronger.
That sounds like it could be really useful for you.
Yeah. Sorry, I was stretching.
Also talking about the implication of you seem to have really gotten into reading lately, which seems very odd for you.
Because you're retired. Oh no.
Stop bullying the squirrel.
No.
I would never bully the squirrel. Yeah. Other than that, are we just going?
Min was gonna say to Mithril, like, I have some other books that I took from the that with permission from the library. If you want to read one.
I'm surprised that Ludmilla let you borrow such books. She seems really protective over her studies.
I asked nicely.
With makes sense.
There
Then
were
moved her way into some books.
some books on the history of Barovia.
History of Barovia. Myth
Barovia.
remember this.
Recent and ancient.
A useful tool that may help us later.
Or ancient in the sense of before Strahd was here.
Might as well be fucking ancient history,
Yeah.
my dude.
Might as well be ancient history. Yeah. Is anyone else talking or talking to Ez or anything? I'm just covering our bases before we continue.
Virgil has decided upon sitting by Ez on the carriage, but not doing much else.
Okay.
He's
Yeah,
looking.
Viles.
He's looking through Faust right now until they get to the Water of the Wizard of the Wines.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Virgil, just so you know, let me just double check how this guy is described as. Yeah, she is escorted basically with guards to the abbey, and is there a picture of this guy? I'm looking for the abbot.
And she promptly catches a sword through the fucking throat.
Yes, no.
Ah,
But actually,
Not yet. What is his name?
Abbott, of course.
Hold on.
Abbott,
Now
Abbott, abracadabra.
Abbott.
Mhm.
First.
Abracazam.
Abracadabra.
I will say, you are seeing Virgil. You're seeing more of people that look like Cyrus Bellevue from the castle. The janitor.
Eyes emoji.
Where's the name of this dude?
We
Is he
take
just
Irina to Kurzech to protect her, and it turns out the entire place is vampire spawns. Whoops.
Whoop.
Oopsie daisy.
Oh well, not our
Do
problem.
we not? Do we not? Does he not have
She
any?
likes Irina. Everybody's just keeping her safe because it's a job.
I'm confused. There's no picture of the abbot. Interesting, but yeah, she is greeted by the abbot that I'm not going to describe as anything specific until I can confirm what he looks like. And she just like is put in a room for now, basically. Nothing interesting's happening at the moment.
Cool.
Cool.
I'll just have
Bello.
Faust run me an update whenever something interesting does happen.
Yeah. Bello, are you doing anything? And Vile, are you doing anything?
Just on the way to Wizards of the Wine.
Yeah, right now I'm kind of to the crossroads again, but more generally to Wizards of the Wine. Also, I'm deleting whatever path someone drew, because I have paths drawn on a level you can't see. So
Get
I'm
on my
sorry.
level, bro.
But yeah, I don't think Vile's doing anything. Although Vile has a history book in their bag that they've never used because they're dumb. Vile's gonna try and sneak it into Min's bag or like stack of books without Min noticing.
Do you want to roll a sleight of hand?
Yes, I would like to roll a sleight of hand.
If Vile.
Hey,
Wow.
an 18.
Wait,
I don't
what's
think.
happening?
What's your passive perception, Min?
My passive perception is 14.
Okay, you successfully, Min, you don't know it yet, but Vile has snuck a history book into your bag that they had.
Okay.
I got it from Death House. I don't know what's in it.
Death House history book. So whenever Min goes through her bag next, she'll find it.
Yes.
Other than that, you're just chilling.
Yeah, I think Vile would kind of just be like they'd almost look like they do when they're quote unquote asleep. They'd just kind of be like leaning against the back of the cart, like staring off into space.
Yeah. Why am I echoing? Anyway, Bello, are you doing something? If not, that's fine. I'm just checking.
Hold on a second. I'm just having to look something up real quick.
Terrifying.
Bello uses power word kill.
Could you imagine?
I would cry of laughter if Bello was level 20 this whole time and could have just didn't.
That's the biggest con we're pulling on you guys. Bello's actually level 20.
Yeah, every time I sit here like, hold on, I gotta think about what I'm doing. It's literally me just going through my entire list of spells trying to find ones that would be in line with where we're at.
Where what level again? Where?
No reason.
Okay, yeah, 5. Yeah, what spell slots do those guys have again? No reason, nothing important.
So I'm gonna take this time, if you'll allow me to
Okay.
do a short rest to attune with my instrument of bards.
Yes, I will let you do that. I
Okay.
assume you're riding in the carriage.
Yeah.
You being inside the carriage allows you guys to do more shit while you're, you know. Also, someone roll me a random encounter check.
That's-
Sure. Oh. Go ahead.
I always like to see who actually rolls it. An 8. Okay. Cool. I will say now that you guys have delivered Irina to Kurzek, everything feels like it's gone back to normal. Like
Concern.
That's not good. That's
So,
the opposite of good, I think.
also good music.
That's
Things
the
going back to
opposite of
normal is the
comforting.
opposite. Yeah.
In fucking Barovia, yeah, that is the opposite of good.
Yeah. Things are now going well for you guys since you dropped off Irina. Interesting.
Hmm.
Oh, so not only is she a wet blanket, she's a fucking jinx.
So yeah, let's see. An 8 doesn't bring you anything. Cool. However, I do get to switch to the other table. Cool. It is 7 p.m. as you guys reach the bridge. I assume you guys are just heading towards Wizards of the Wine?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Is it dark out now? Like, what time does the sun set?
It is dark now. It is now
Okay.
considered nighttime, I will say.
I mean, the quote unquote sun. We do
The
not
sun.
have the sun in Barovia.
You don't have the sun, but you do have the moon.
You do have the mithril, which is basically the
You
sun.
do have the mithril. You have the mithril
that's
and the
just
moon.
sun.
How long did it take to travel
2
to
hours.
the
2 hours to get to the thing. I will tell you once you stop reading, Min, how long it's been. Don't worry.
Oh, okay.
I'm also keeping track for you.
Okay.
Who wants to roll another random encounter check?
I will do it.
Oh, Devon.
Bello stepping up to the plate.
Bello stepping up to the plate, getting ready. Oh,
Ooh, foul ball.
It's us a
Bow, bow.
3.
foul ball.
The 3. Let me just look real quick.
Way to
Oh,
really,
that's
way to
even
really let the team
worse.
down.
Let me just look real quick.
Let me
That's
just look
scary.
real quick. Well, I'm
Hey,
kind
that
of
Tarask you were talking about?
yeah. So Tarask is in the middle of Zorata. Where is this thing?
There shined a shiny Tarask in the middle of the road.
Yeah, I rolled to
What the-
seduce.
I'm gonna kill you.
I rolled a punch.
Where is
You want to
this?
punch the Tarask, the
You want to
hypothetical
pu-
Tarask.
The
I
hypothetical
think Min
Tarask,
can do
yeah.
it.
You saying Min can't do it, clown?
Oh
No,
my
you're right.
God.
I think men can do it.
I want that to be an actual thing in a campaign at some point.
Why
What?
is this book? Sorry.
Random
A,
Tarot.
ra- a random encounter with a hypothetical Tarask. The whole encounter is just conjecture.
I hate that.
Conjecture. Is it a Tarask? Is it
If,
not a Tarask?
if
Is
there
it
were a
a-
Tarask here, you would have taken 2d6 in damage.
Let me just make sure.
Only 2d6?
Actually, can I just have people roll me? Can I just have everyone in the party roll me a random encounter check?
Sure.
You want
So
me
I
to
don't
do
have
You don't
another
want
one, or is
Mithril
my
to do
3
it.
okay?
Never mind. Ignore Mithril.
Yeah,
Ignore
Alright.
Viles
to
too.
do it.
Mithril
Or,
and
Sunny.
Vile,
Right.
what the fuck?
Bella, go ahead and roll me one. Roll me a d20 for a random encounter check, Virgil.
Okay, thank you. Because
I know.
my brain fucking melted the second people started speaking. Just
Because
a flat
technically,
check.
yeah, just a flat check. Technically, you're supposed to be rolling one like every 30 minutes, and I'm just being kind of vague about it. But at nighttime, I. However, Vile and Mithril,
Yeah.
Yay.
will you roll me a d12 and then a d? You can
A
roll them in the
d12 and
same.
then what?
An 8
A d12 and a d8.
each.
Yes, both of you. Okay. So 12 and 15. 12 and 15.
I like that you rolled max value on that DA.
Yeah, I know.
Natural
I don't
8.
have a lot of hope to cling to, but that 8 beacon in the shining darkness.
That could either be very good
Or
or very
very bad.
bad. Or
Yeah.
very
You get
bad.
a natural 8 and a natural death.
The hypothetical
Natural.
Tarask is now actually.
The
Yes.
hypothetical Tarask has now become a proven Tarask.
So,
What's the. Ooh,
Mhm.
go. No, you go.
oh, I was going to describe you guys' first encounter.
No.
So if you have something, speak now.
Or forever hold your peace.
Okay. It's not actually as bad as you guys think it's gonna be.
It's worse.
So you guys are like traveling this way. Where's my
In a
ledger?
this way direction.
What? Coming this way towards you, you see through the mist comes a skeletal warhorse and rider, both clad in ruined chainmail. The skeletal rider holds up a rusted lantern that shines no light. Are you guys letting it pass?
It's the Headless Horseman.
I feel like we should just
Well,
let it pass.
Yeah, I'm
He-
certainly
he
not
has a s-
fucking with it.
He has a skeleton head. He's not the headless horseman.
Yeah, I'm
I
certainly
wave.
not
I
fucking
wave
with
at
it.
him.
Hold on. Okay. You don't get a wave back. You're gonna face me while you read comics, Chase? Sorry.
Men wouldn't
Um,
see it until it passes by at this rate.
Pretty much, yeah. So you just get a skeleton horse and a skeleton rider. Isn't that fun? It's like 8 p.m. and people are already acting up tonight.
Yeah.
But yeah. We continue. It does not wave back at you, but so
Just let it pass, it's fine.
you just let it pass.
I don't yell at it or anything, but
I'd say
I don't-
men would like just happen to glance up and like see it, but not say anything. Would just be like, "What the hell?"
Min's like, I'm going crazy. No one in the party acknowledges it happened.
What, the skeletal?
Yeah.
Like Virgil's just opting to accept it at this point.
I'd say like men would have like looked like back towards everybody else to see if anybody like else had noticed it, and then like the fact that nobody had said anything or done anything, just be like, "Am I hallucinating?"
You wanted to
Hey.
friend it? Sorry.
Can I still see the skeleton and the horse when it's within 120 feet?
Oh no.
Yeah, I would say it's just going around a corner. But you can still see it. Why? What are you doing?
'Cause that's the distance on this message cantrip.
Do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I honestly thought you were gonna pull up what every divine soul sorcerer does and just fucking goes guiding bolt.
I considered it. No, I'm gonna message him because Vile is very interested in this, and is going to message him. Like, literally, he's like 100 feet, about to be 120 feet away. I want him very far away in case he takes this bad. I'm just going to go, are you real, and also are you a friend? Why are you a skeleton, and why is your horse a skeleton?
Give me your life story.
Yeah, literally.
Okay, so like the message hits and you know it was received.
Ooh.
No response.
So it's not an illusion like in the bathtub.
Yeah, it's real.
It's real, but you give so much information at it that you just get like the equivalent of like static, like I don't know what the fuck you want from me until it's too far away.
Oh, damn it.
Fucking left you on red.
Yeah, I think Vile was kind of like lean in close to Min and just be like, the skeleton guy was definitely real, but he got too far away. I should have messaged him sooner.
So,
Well, there goes
Yeah.
our chance to have a skeleton friend.
Damn.
We could have had the coolest friend ever.
Another for
Well, at least
Mithril's
he wasn't
army.
hostile.
another for Mithril's army.
Listen, if we're gonna have to kill Strahd eventually, I want Skeleton Man on my side when we do that.
Okay. Sorry, I had to go look up the skeleton stat block to figure out if he would receive your message.
You're
Very
like,
bad
can
brain.
skeletons understand?
Well, apparently skeletons understand all languages it knew in life.
That's cool.
Yeah, if it knows language, it can get the message spell.
Yes. It can't speak, but that doesn't mean it can't think. You just overwhelmed it.
It was just too much.
I asked it like 4 different questions, and it's a skeleton horse rider. It probably hasn't been asked a question in forever, and I'm just like, are you a skeleton? Why are you a skeleton? Are you a friend? Why is your horse a skeleton? It's like, what the
What's your
fuck,
favorite
toddler
color?
in my head.
Yeah. Basically.
I like to imagine that Vile is like too powerful for this message cantrip, so all 4 of those questions just came out at the same time.
Ugh. That's awful.
Terrifying. Okay. Let me flip back, because I'm keeping Mithrils for a little bit later.
Oh
Let me
no.
flip to Wizards of the Wine. Because I have to flip to the very front of the book to do anything on this map and do my random encounters. And then I have to flip to like page 200 to get to Wizards of the Wine.
I like to believe that you flashbanged him with that message cantrip, and as soon as he went around, the
Fell off his
corner,
horse.
he fucking fell off the horse.
He dissolved into a pile of dust.
God.
You fucking killed him, bro.
God damn it. We're never gonna see that skeleton rider again, are we?
Fucking flashbang.
Okay. So it's about 9 as you're approaching the winery. And let me read you. Approaching the vineyard. The vineyard.
Vineyard.
Vineyard. I can't speak. I'm so tired. I was sitting in class at like 3 o'clock and I was like, oh no. I gotta run game tonight. But okay. After half a mile, the road becomes a muddy trail that meanders through the woods, descending gradually until the trees part, revealing a mist-shrouded meadow. The trail splits. One branch heads west into the valley, and the other leads south into the dark woods. A wooden signpost at the intersection points west and reads Vineyard. Are you following? You going west to the vineyard, or you want to go to the dark forest?
Let's go
Vineyard.
west.
You go west. Okay.
We eyeball the dark forest, though. Thinking about
We
it.
think
Thinking about the dark-
longingly at the dark forest.
Thinking about those trees.
Okay. Unpainted fences blindly follow the trail, which skirts north of a sprawling vineyard before bending south toward a stately building. The fog takes on ghostly forms as it swirls between neatly tended rows of grapevines. Here and there, you see rope-handled half barrels used for hauling grapes. North of the trail is a large stand of trees. A man wearing a dark cloak and cowl stands at the edge of the trees, beckoning you.
Beckoning.
Wait, what?
Yes.
We're
There's
expecting visitors.
a man wearing a dark cloak stands at the end of the trees and beckons you.
Okay, fine.
You want to go towards him?
How far away is he?
Does it tell me?
Yeah, how far is it?
Probably 100 or so, or 120 feet. It doesn't tell me.
That's
I
within
see.
range of the message spell. Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay.
message this bitch. Hey, you're really creepy. Are you evil?
Hey, you're really evil.
Literally the most useful spell.
You're really
Um,
creepy, are you evil?
Friend or foe?
You get back, Vile. No, I'm not evil. Just
Can
like
I-
tired.
No, I'm not.
Can I
No,
insight
I'm not
check
evil, and
that
calling me
message?
creepy really hurt my feelings.
Sure, you can
That was
instant
very
check your
mean.
message.
Wow.
This guy is definitely evil, Vile.
I lean forward. That guy's definitely evil. I asked him if he was evil. He said he wasn't, but I know. I can tell he's lying. Look
Who
at the
wears
way
a
he's
black cloak
standing.
in the middle of the night?
Yeah, who stands at the edge of trees beckoning in the middle of the night? Crazy people, that's who. I bet you he's like, I bet you he's a witch.
I'm gonna
I
go
bet you
over
he
to
steals
him.
souls too.
I'm going over
Okay.
there.
Okay, are people following Mithril, or are
Virgil will
they...
follow close to Mithril.
Vile, are you following Mithril?
Absolutely not. They're gonna get themselves killed. That man is evil.
Get their
I
soul
want to see
stealing.
him, man.
They're gonna get
do
their
it.
soul stealing.
I'm gonna say, just because Esmeralda doesn't want to take her carriage over
No,
there,
I'm
she's going to...
jumping out and walking.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Then,
I'm not taking my carriage over there. You nuts?
she's gonna
obviously evil.
chill. Not because it's evil, she just doesn't want to.
That guy's obviously evil.
Who is
Ah,
staying with
shit.
the carriage?
Ignore the notes.
I am.
I think men will stay behind.
I do
too.
not see anything.
I don't see it.
We do not
Um,
see it.
Okay, so it's the clown, Virgil, and Mithril walking over there.
Why
I guess
does it always
technically
have
men
to be a
wouldn't see it
family
either.
affair?
Sorry, David, what did you say?
I was gonna say, I get technically men probably wouldn't see it because facing the other way.
Facing the other way, but people stop and you hear Vile go, that guy said he's not evil, but he's definitely evil.
Nah,
So men would have heard that.
I think men will stay behind anyway.
Okay. Vile, Min, and Esmeralda are chilling.
Help
Moth.
keep Vile from getting their souls
Yeah.
taken.
Okay, you're walking up. Are there any specific thing you're saying as you're walking up?
I'm gonna
Like, are you calling out before you get?
do the light cantrip on myself,
Okay.
so you know he can see me.
Yeah. I will say, as you get closer, you see a few more people come and stand like a few feet behind the dude.
Spoopy.
They don't look like they're ready to attack you.
I'm gonna get with
They
They look like a witch coven.
I'm gonna get in
Coven?
Coven.
Coven.
Cocking.
I'm going to get within 30 feet and cast Detect Evil and Good.
Hold on. Let me...
Oh, there I go, lighting up again.
There I go being a Christmas tree again.
What does it detect? Again?
aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead.
Okay, I know you repeated a lot. I'm sorry, I can't hold it in my brain.
Brain does not have the capacity.
You do not detect good or evil. They
I just
appear to
detect
just be
the
people.
me.
Or just
Yeah.
You detect the you and the clown.
And the cloud, yeah. You don't even detect Faust anymore because Faust is with Irina.
Yay!
Frowny face.
Frowny face.
Faust wouldn't even pop up as any of those.
I like how
Sad
now we're
boys
both
out.
Faust is a
glowing.
fiend.
Faust is a fiend.
Oh yeah, I guess he's an imp. That's true.
Yeah. Anyway,
Anyway,
you did that. They're not obviously evil. Are you getting
they're
closer
not
to them?
clearly cultists.
I'm gonna stay at the 30 feet. Hello.
Fire
Okay.
might be wrong.
Why are you standing out here in the dark?
Why are you standing out here in the dark? They seem like the dude you first saw steps out a little bit more, so he's not so in the trees. And he's like, "Well, we have been kicked out of our winery over there, and when we saw people coming by, we wanted to try to catch your attention a little bit, so you didn't just walk in there."
And why would one be kicked out of their winery?
Hold on, let me see if he has something specific he says.
Aliens.
Aliens, yeah. Aliens kicked him out. This is Curse of Strahd.
There's some goddamn little green men in that there barn over there.
Them little green men.
No, also the guy you seem to be talking to appears to be like an older, like father-looking dude.
Old.
Old, not like grandpa, but like aged father.
Haha, old.
Isn't it past
Um,
bedtime, Gramps?
He when you're like, "What would kick you out?" He's like, "We have been dealing with some attacks from scarecrow constructs from some of the Barovian witches, and
Constructs.
they were able to. We were overwhelmed, and we were not able to defend them or fend them off successfully. And it's been about 3 weeks as we've been trying to figure out how to get back inside the winery without, dying." He looks tired. He sounds tired.
And are any of you armed? Do you have weapons?
Let me see what they have.
Aren't they
What's a
wizards?
weapon?
They're
Got
not
a dollar.
weapons.
Dollar.
Hold on. Let me not scroll through the book. Instead, pull up something. I'm not sure if they carry weapons. Not. Tell me what do you have? What do you have? We have some weapons. However, we don't have any casters in our family, and this is not something you can just fight with swords, unfortunately.
I need a weapon.
Well, luckily for you, my compatriots are casters, and we're here on a mission to retrieve some of your wine for Valaki and Kurzak. So, could you tell me your name?
I will say this does sound like men will be useless here.
Let me. I mean, he said that. That doesn't mean you
Well,
can't.
Good thing men didn't hear.
Good thing Min didn't hear. His name is. I think I'm typing it out real quick, but I think it's Davin Marktov.
Oh, I would know that name.
We'll punch him anyway.
You would know this name. There we go.
I would. Davian Matakov.
Marktov.
It's either Davian or Davian, so it's just Damien, but with a V.
Yeah, I don't like that. His name is Davian.
Okay, it's Davian
It's
Martikov.
Davian. Mexikov. And our family has owned the winery for. Is there a specific reason?
Yes, some wine.
We've owned the winery for 750 years.
Family has
yes.
personally taken care of the winery since Strahd took over this land.
Close enough.
Close enough. And you see, like, you guys are not being immediately hostile. You guys, like, the other people are, like, coming a little bit closer, and something that wasn't, like, super evident before is that there are a couple, like, children with them. Like, not over the age of 10 children.
Oh, you
With
said we
them.
weren't being openly hostile before. I mean, now there's children
Now you're
involved.
coming to attack.
Yeah, now that there's children involved.
We commit
Yeah.
the murder.
Ew, what the fuck are those?
Um,
Well, they're immortal, clearly.
Anyway.
Virgil's definitely more friendly, but then Mithril like steps a little bit closer than Mithril
a little
has.
bit closer.
Yeah.
Some of us would be willing to help you if you decided to go in there to clean up the winery so that we could send wine off to where it needs to go. However, some of us have to stay back and take care of the younger ones of the family.
How about
Seems like there's 8 of them, 5 adults, 3 children.
how about you come with us and you can stay with our caravan outside? That way we know you're at least safe.
Come with me if you want to live.
Okay. You can see that there's like not a lot of trust in what you're saying, but also they've been living in the woods for 3 weeks,
Are
and it's not great.
are you hungry or cold? We might have some spare rations and blankets. Oh, I realized I never gave you my name. I'm Mithril, and this is Virgil and Bello. In our cart we have 3 more: Vile, Min, and Esmeralda.
We have
You
pie.
get like a nod from Davian, like, it's very nice to meet you. We are not hungry, but it is rather cold out here, especially after it's been raining for the past few days.
Well,
So,
well, come with us, and once we get settled out front, I'll start a fire for you all and get some blankets for the young ones.
be wonderful, thank you.
Doesn't specify that the starting the fire would mean lighting themselves on fire.
I don't have to light myself on fire. I know how to start fire.
You know how to start a fire. So is this where you guys are going to make camp for tonight? Like, kind of on the road by the winery?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Is that the plan?
I mean, it's already 9 p.m. and by the time we finish
Chatting.
chatting and what
Yeah.
we need to do, and like go to start what we need to do, it'd be late. So it makes sense just to have the camp set up out here that we can just come back to after we're done.
The
Okay.
camp.
Hey, Vile, how do you feel watching Virgil, Mithril, and Bello walk back with 8 people, 3 of which are children?
I think Vile might like hide behind
Evil.
one of the boxes in the cart.
Um,
Like that's
Okay.
like, yeah, not for me.
so
Not for me.
I'm gonna ask them to stay like 10 feet back, and I'm gonna go up to Vile.
Okay.
Hide behind Min's tail.
Literally, that's what Vile's doing.
Vile, it's. I know that you thought that they might be evil, but it's a family and some children, and the children are really cold. And, well, you said that I have a child debt, and so I'm trying to repay that by taking care of the children.
No,
You
it's
already
your fault.
repaid child debt.
Well, consider it extra insurance.
In case
Are
I
you
have to
planning
kill
to kill another
kid.
child soon?
Well, I would prefer not to kill someone so young, but I figured it's better to do something
I
good.
make no promises.
Can I please talk? I figured it would be better to do something good overall, even though I repaid it, rather than let some children be cold.
If they're not evil, it's fine, but I don't trust them.
You don't have to go near them. I'm just letting you know they're staying at camp with us tonight.
I can't prevent you from letting people stay at camp with us.
Well, I know that, but I respect you and I want you to be comfortable, so I figured I would inform you before they came too close.
They're literally 5 feet behind you right now.
They're actually 10, but.
Vile doesn't know. You think Vile knows what feet are? Vile doesn't know how to tell space.
Well,
Vile
What is
only
it?
knows if something's in casting range. Sorry.
Literally, Vile's like, I can cast a spell at that bitch within
They're-
120 feet.
They're like 120 feet is 10 feet. I don't know the difference.
You're either in spell casting range or you're not.
Yeah, literally. You're either in spellcasting range or you're not. I don't know the difference.
well, I'll tell them not to get too close to you, and it should be okay. Besides, they said there were some really weird scarecrow constructs in there. That could be really cool.
Typically, witches in old fairy tales like to have scarecrow familiars. I bet you it was the witches.
That's what they had mentioned, that it was probably the witches. But I think, Vile, maybe this could be a good way for you to write your own fairy tale one day.
Why would I write my own fairy tale? Why would I write it about this?
Well,
This is a very bad fairy tale.
Damn.
I
Vile,
don't know
I
if you
think
noticed,
before-
bro, it fucking
Vile, I
sucks.
think you should learn how to talk to people a little better.
And Mithril's gonna walk away.
I was about to say, how long until Mithril just strangles the robot toddler?
At what point does Mithril add to the baby debt again?
Okay. I assume you're asking as if the children can get in her cart.
I'm
Since it's
telling
hers.
as the children are getting in her cart, and
The
she
children are getting in your cart,
and
bitch.
she has a
Well,
problem. Well,
Her issue is, hold on, let me put away some of the weapons
yeah.
and make room for
Let
them.
me put away the pokey bits.
Yeah, let me put away. She does have like blankets and shit, like in her caravan, that they can have and stuff like that. Let me tell you the names. So you met Davian. Um, there is Adrian, Elver, Stefania, and hold on, Dag Tomisku.
That's awful.
Dag.
Dag.
Dag Tomisku, who is Stefania's husband.
Dag.
Dag.
I will write this down
Ow.
for you. But yeah, so Davian, Adrian, Elver, and Stefania are related by their Markovs, and then Dag is the husband.
Dag.
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 They should have just given him a new name at that point.
Dag the
Rename
man.
him.
Rename him.
Throw the whole man away.
Yeah, and then they have two young boys named Martin and Vigo.
Oh,
Viggo.
Go.
Vigo.
And then they have a little 3-year-old girl named Yolanda.
Okay,
Aw.
finally a normal fucking name.
Yolanda. Hey, Adrian and Martin are normal names.
Yeah, but it was like a big space between.
Okay, I'm typing these out. Yeah, what are you talking to? Are you talking to him, or you're like, taking care of your children, here's like food, like,
Yeah,
here we go.
feed the kids. I'm going to go start a fire.
Okay.
Start a riot.
How far from the vineyard are we exactly?
It doesn't really tell me. I'm gonna say you're probably like, I moved you over here because this is where you like were, but you probably are back here a little bit more. And like a decent distance, like you can see it, but like it would take a few minutes to walk over there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because it doesn't give me a distance.
I think Virgil's just sitting here like, kind of just wants to investigate the like. He's kind of like shit. I did really just sign up Faust to hang out with fucking Irina when I could have used him to scout right now, huh?
Yes, you did do that.
Um,
This is what this map looks like? Sorry.
I think Virgil's just waiting to be able to be like, "Are we going?" He's
I'm
just
going.
waiting. He's waiting for us to like secure the children and the other ones before he's just like vibrating.
Vibrating. He wants to go
Secure
scout
the
it out.
child.
Yeah, he wants to scout it out, but not alone.
Okay. Yeah, I guess. Would anyone else want to go scout it out with Virgil? Is the question.
I cannot sneak. Do not ask me.
Min could probably go, unless the clown wants to.
I can sneak.
I mean, if we could, I mean, Virgil would just direct Min and Bello to go scout since Virgil has a shit. Virgil would have to strip to not get disadvantage on his fucking stealth rolls if we had to
Yeah.
roll stealth.
I can
so...
just go invisible and basically have it for free.
Yeah, I guess we'll have the stealthy ones go scout it out while we're all the way out here.
I think they'd be a bit more comfortable if the muscle stayed back with the children anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think Virgil will ask Min if she's fine with scouting and will tell Bello to go scout.
Fucking command the clown.
No, I'm not doing it. Fuck you.
You want me to burn suggestion on you?
I would ask Bello nicely.
I would ask Bello nicely, Virgil.
No.
I'll ask Bello nicely.
Fuck the clown.
I see that Bello is being a dickhead and I walk over.
Bello? I believe you owe me a favor, so I'm asking you very nicely.
And Mithril, like, does that I'm gonna murder you kind of eyes.
If you would please go and scout around, and I'll consider your debt, cleared.
Okay. With that, I'll go invisible and I'll go check.
At what point does
Okay.
Virgil just unload 17 Eldritch Blasts in the back of Bello's skull at point blank range, I wonder?
Will Min and Bello make me stealth checks? Bello, you can make it with advantage.
How do I do it with
Invisible.
advantage?
Just roll
How do you
twice.
roll?
Yeah, double
Okay.
roll.
You know how you find advantage.
I think I'm just
Hello,
gonna go with that
you're
one.
good.
Yeah.
You're good. You don't need
You don't need
advantage.
advantage.
You don't need advantage.
You
Okay.
literally disappear from the purview beyond the veil of the heaven.
Yeah, just
Peace out, bro.
even
The
Strahd's just like,
The
whoa,
gods
whoa, whoa.
Blink. The gods blink
Where
and
the
you're
fuck did the
gone.
clown go?
Yeah, even Strahd's sitting back at the castle like, whoa, whoa. Now I'm scared.
Beer.
Oh god, I can't see where Bello went.
Okay. I will tell you guys what you see in a little bit. People who were at camp and like talking. Are we talking to the Markovs? Anything specific? What are we doing?
I think we're just-
After
sorry.
Mithril and Vile talked, Vile is going to leave the caravan and lay in the grass, staring at the stars. Well, are there stars in Barovia?
Yes, there are stars and a moon. It's actually a full moon tonight.
Oh, ow.
Good.
Oh.
Yeah. Vile's just gonna stare up at the sky.
Oh.
I'm gonna go get a Twinkie real quick.
No.
I'd say Virgil would talk to the patriarch of the Marthakovs and just be like, I've heard of you, you know. I've actually had some of your wine.
Well, I assume if you've had wine in Barovia, you've had some of mine.
Yeah, it's interesting actually. I've never had a taste for wine before. But once I got here, that was the only alcohol available to drink, so I partook and let's just say I try to seek it out wherever I go now in a town.
Virgil's an alcoholic.
Virgil's an
Yeah,
alcoholic now.
No, it's just like I always seek out to have a little bit everywhere I go.
Yes,
Quite cool.
unfortunately, we don't have good enough soil to really make anything else.
Yeah, so that's what I understand from a friend of mine. It's
Um,
very unfortunate.
yeah. Unfortunately, now there's no wine being processed, considering.
Well, if they had some
But
turkeys, they could make some whiskey.
turkeys don't exist in
Shut
Barovia.
up, David.
I
Oh
was
my
gonna
I don't
fucking
know
just
what that
ignore
god.
it.
means.
I was just gonna ignore
I
it.
don't know what it means, but
Turkey, bourbon, and whiskey,
Out
my dude.
knowing about alcohols and
Yeah,
how they're made.
I think that's about the extent of the conversation with the Martikoffs. He's just like, your wine's good. I had it. It's better than
he's
wine
like,
back home.
thanks.
I
The
didn't
only
think
thing we
I'd
can do
piss
is
off
make
that many
wine.
people there.
Yeah.
Mithril's going to try and entertain the children. Are the children afraid of me?
Children are
Terrified.
mistrustful of you, but they're not afraid of you.
God,
Be not afraid.
be not afraid.
They
I
don't
said
like
be not
Bella, though.
afraid.
They don't like the clown.
The
They
children
don't
do
like
not
the clown.
seem to like Bello, like, ever.
Yes.
I
I get it. I will say also the adults are mistrustful of Bello. Thank God they're gone.
get it.
Bello single-handedly the cause of all of the clown phobias in Barovia.
Yeah. What are you doing to entertain the children? David, I'm gonna kill you, please.
I'm going.
I don't even know what I'm doing.
You're
You're
crunching.
munching. You're crunching. Would you please mute? Sorry. But yeah, what are you doing?
I'm going to first. Hi. Do you guys mind if I sit here? I figured it would be better if someone could stand watch over you all.
It's fine. Martin and Vigo are like twins, I think. What did I say? They're supposed to be twins. Um, and so they're like older. They're like a little bit older. They've been playing with like amongst themselves, but they are happy if you are here to be entertainment. They will.
Have you guys ever seen a vampire yourself before?
No, we're not old enough to go looking for those sorts of things yet.
Would you like to hear the story of how I killed a vampire?
They're like, oh my god, you killed a vampire? Like, yeah, you got them hooked.
Well, I've I've had to kill a few in my time, but in the village of Locky, they shipped in a bunch of spawns in secret and hid them in crates in the coffin maker's house. And my friends and I, we found them, and we had to kill them all ourselves.
And you did it?
Yes.
Was anyone hurt?
Well, one person in the town ended up getting hurt, but otherwise everyone was fine. And I think the village really appreciated what we did for them. You know,
Way to totally just snub out the old half-elf dude who helped.
it's said that the vampires there were sent there by Strahd himself, so we made him kind of mad.
They're like, oh, they think you're so cool, Mithril. And by proxy, everyone else is very cool, but Mithril is so cool.
Mithril is the coolest person they have ever seen before now.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, and they're like, obviously it would make him mad. Like, I can't believe you did that, and you're willing to go against Strahd, and like, just like talking like kids do. Like, they understand that, like, of course, vampire spawn, Strahd, that sort of thing.
Yeah,
So
Mithril's going to be like, if you don't tell your parents and you promise not to hurt yourself, I can show you the sword I did it with, too.
They're like, yes, please. Um,
I unsheath my sword.
You unsheath your sword. I assume you're doing this away from the adults.
Yeah, I'm like crouched. You know how in covered wagons there's like the back part and you can kind of hang a leg
Yeah.
off? I'm like one leg on, one leg off, leaning towards the children inside.
Yeah. Okay. I will say, like, they don't really hear what you're saying, Mithril, but they do hear Velaki, and you actually see who is sitting at the fire with. Is anyone sitting at the at the fire with the Markovs?
I guess Virgil is.
Virgil is. They like kind of like turn to you, Virgil, and they're like, "Is everything going all right in Velaki?" They don't like,
They've
people have been saying that to you,
cast
and
for
no,
3 weeks in the woods. They would.
yeah, they have no idea.
I'd say Virgil was like taking a drink of a water skin and like fucking choked on it for a second when they
On it,
mentioned
yeah.
like, "Is everything okay in Velaki?" And he was just like, "Well, seemed to be okay when we were leaving it last time."
You motherfucker.
Yeah, that's why you choked on your water.
Why don't you roll a deception check?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do they just think he choked on his water? Maybe he just breathed in wrong.
Just
Maybe
just
he
can't doesn't know how to drink.
Let me see. They don't have any GM roll. Yeah, I'll just actually, I'm lazy.
It reminds me of the alien pretending to be human joke. And Virgil's just like, very obviously something went wrong, but they believe it and they're just like, we trust that is accurate.
We
They don't-
trust that is accurate.
They don't trust you totally, Virgil. Like, they're very much like, you guys are still a weird party that came out of nowhere, but they don't specifically distrust you on what you said.
We gotta
So-
cut the half elf some slack. He got a taste of the Martikov wine or whatever, and he doesn't remember water.
Yeah, he doesn't
Virgil will
remember.
also speak up and be like, "I think Myth was also just telling them stories about Lucky that some of our experiences within town that we found very interesting. Maybe perhaps to entertain them or distract them from circumstances."
That's nice. They do need a little bit of a distraction. Unfortunately, it's been a rough few weeks. You're just like changing the subject off Velaki specifically.
Yeah, he's basically just embellishing a bit and being like, maybe if I leverage the children against them, they'll believe me more.
Children against them.
I
I
will
don't
use
think
your
they.
own children against you.
I don't know if they give us specific pictures. I also changed what type of children they have, but let me look.
Are
Oh,
the
here's
children
a
blue?
picture for Davi. He looks older than what he's described as. Never mind, I can't use this reference of him because the drawing they have of him and how they
I
describe
just
him,
want to see the drawing.
he looks super old.
Old man. Why?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is it supposed to
Yeah.
be his kids or?
They're
Listen,
not
those
his
3
kids.
weeks in the woods.
I'd look like
They're
that after
not
3
his
weeks.
kids. They're Stefania's kids, but
Isn't it? Welcome to my winery.
Oh.
You can't
Listen.
understand me because I'm so old and I'm missing like the entire lower half of my teeth.
Be nice to them.
It's been a rough 3 weeks out in the woods.
That 3
That's
weeks
so
aged
weird.
him 40 years.
this is technically a different Markov family, but this is more of the vibe that they actually are.
Oh,
This
sick! Actually,
This is the people from the tavern in Velaki.
Okay.
How
wow.
come they're not blue?
They're so shady.
Because
Not
they're not-
everybody's blue.
Not
They are
everyone's
shaped.
blue.
Few
They
kids
are
look like
shaped.
fucking punks.
Yeah, I want to fucking curb
The
stomp
one
those
in the
kids.
middle, the one in the middle is serving turf. It's bro, that's a turf cut. I don't know what to tell you. That is a
That
turf
kid in the
cut.
middle?
Yeah.
Also simultaneously looks 30 and 12.
Yes.
You know what? I think I showed you guys a different picture of them, and we had this exact conversation.
That sounds about
Sounds
right.
about right.
I remember the 30 and 12, so I must have shown you pictures like screenshots of the book or something.
God.
But yeah, that's more of the vibe of the people you're talking to now, not the fucking other Davian.
Not the
Fucking
97-year-old
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, not him. So
Well, you said
yeah,
Davian married into the family, right?
no, Dag.
Oh, Dagman.
Dag. I imagine Dag looks like a very normal dude.
He's just a man.
He looks like just a man.
He just looks like Dag Shepard. They share the same name.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, that. Why does Davian look like that?
Yeah, listen, he's like a rough 50.
But that's like not how they describe him in the book.
Well, you know.
Oh.
Anyway,
The artist for Davian really was just like, I'm gonna make him my own.
yeah.
Headcanon.
Headcanon.
But
Just
But
like
yeah.
what I
old
think
man.
he should look like.
But what if old man?
But what if old man and also not blue?
After I finish detailing our conquests in Valaki, I'm gonna
Yeah.
respectfully take my sword back so the children don't hurt themselves.
Good idea.
You know they're
Um,
itching to do it.
You know it. They're gonna run with scissors next. And I'm gonna tell them all, that they should all try and get some rest. I think, you should all try and lay down and sleep now that you're somewhere warm and safe, and know that while you're sleeping, a bunch of vampire slayers are here to protect you and your family, so you can have sweet dreams, okay?
They're like very excited, but like their mother hears you talk about going to sleep and she comes over to like actually settle them down and stuff like properly because they're way too excited to sleep right now.
They're hyped about
Man,
the
when I get my
marshmallow.
kids all hyped up.
Yeah.
She's like, what the fuck you do?
Yeah.
What the fuck you do?
What, David?
What the fuck you do? Yeah. Is there any other conversations you guys want to have with the Marketov family?
I'm gonna walk back to the fire and nod. Your children within your group all seem very excitable. I think they'll grow up into fine adults one day.
We hope so. Just like, thank you.
We hope
Hopefully they
so,
will
as
turn
all
out good.
parents do.
Yeah,
Hopefully they live that long.
pretty much. But yeah,
Optimism.
optimism.
Octagon.
Octagon.
Anything else you want to talk before you guys take a long rest?
I don't want to take a long rest again. No, thank you.
You don't want a long rest?
Also not long resting.
Mithra's
It's
like,
kind of dark.
exhaustion.
I will just say the Marketov family does not think you should go in there at night.
No, that's a foolish idea.
And so like, I'm not gonna expect you to sleep for like 8 hours or whatever, again. But like, I might effectively like long rest you because you guys are just kind of watching for the night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Are Bello and I still sneaking?
I'll long.
I'm gonna talk to you in a bit.
Okay.
Like
I'm
my
just-
long rest. I take
Yeah,
long rests.
And I guess also because you're leveling up and it's nice to level up on long rests. You guys, who is keeping watch? What is
Picking
the?
up on your shtick, Mithra.
I'll take half a watch.
Okay,
I'll take half of another watch.
okay. Is anyone
And
else
then-
staying up with him?
Vile
mean-
sleeps less than everybody else and is also always technically awake, so
Cool.
Vile's just watching.
Bello and Min, when you guys get back, will you want to take any watches? You don't have to.
I think men will.
Okay.
I mean, at that point, does Bello need to take a watch?
Well, I mean, I was just asking.
No, I know. I'm just asking too.
Or would Bello prefer to like? Does Bello want to do a watch?
I don't think it's
You don't
necessary.
need to if you don't want to.
You don't
We
need
have
to.
enough people.
Yeah,
You don't have to.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. Is like at that point.
No, you
Yeah.
don't have to.
You don't
If
have
you want to, you can, but you are not required.
Feel free if you want. I'm gonna say you guys, if your characters want to do something for like 4 hours and take like a 4-hour nap, that would be fine.
I think
Or if
Mithril
you
would
guys,
take the time to actually talk to Virgil when everyone else is asleep. Seems like the best time.
Yeah,
cool,
probably.
cool. I will then wrap up game here,
Yeah.
and I will tell Bello and Min what they see. And I will set you guys up a private channel. Does anybody else want to talk to anybody privately? Gonna take that as a no.
Awesome.
Cool.
Does anybody else want to
Good.
tempt fate?
You guys can level up. Congrats.
Woo!
I think you
Yeah.
guys did
Magic
some fun
punch.
stuff. Or some of you
Vile
do.
just like to Virgil, like, you steal men's souls. Because now he does. Yay.
Min, do you
Now,
want to spend 4 hours reading during the rest?
Yeah.
Why did you I am sorry, I never understand when people roll instead of just taking the middle.
Oh,
You
for
are
your
at-
hit points?
Yeah.
I just take that. I just take the.
Min, you are at 14 hours.
Hey, I just
14
broke
hours.
50 health
Damn.
points. Yay.
I take the median for HP.
Yeah,
Unless it's
I
like,
always do too.
unless it's like,
That's not how Kurzak is spelled. Sorry.
Is it just
Listen.
2 E's?
There's no U, it's an E.
I see.
Listen, with the U,
Oh,
it's cooler. Okay, well then I'm gonna go ahead and end stream here.
Goodbye, stream.
Goodbye, stream.
Bye, stream.
Goodbye.